let's dive into your health journey. You've done a major transformation. Is it Ozempic?
This is such a sensitive subject for me, but I'll talk about it without crying.
Hey guys, welcome back to Full Coverage, your favorite podcast with your hosts, Manny MUA and
Laura Lee. And guess who is in the hot seat today?
the one and only Jaclyn.
Torrey.
Oh my God, Torrey. Oh my God.
I wanted to say Hill.
Me too.
It's okay. I still identify as a Hill online.
Okay, yeah, you're like
We're totally fine.
internally Torrey,
Yes, but
online
look.
Hill.
Look. So technically,
don't get it
It's
twisted.
real.
don't
It's
get it
real.
twisted. We're in the
Twisted.
process of legally changing the name. So I am
Everything.
Yes, so I will be Jaclyn Roxanne Torrey.
Online, will you still be called Jaclyn Hill?
You know, I keep going back and forth on that. At this point, we're 13 years deep. That's
There-
a lot.
Girl, that's like
It's doing-
so hard. There's celebrities out there that keep the, you know.
Yeah, and it's
the
like, and
old
I don't
last
even
name.
consider myself a celebrity, you know? It's like I've got some online fame, if you will.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But like, what if like someone who used to be a fan of me 6 years ago wants to find me and then they type in Jaclyn Hill and they're like, where'd she go? Because now all my socials are Jaclyn Torrey. And I definitely think the thing that like made the Jaclyn Hill name a household name was the Jaclyn Hill palette that I did with Morphe.
Yeah.
Totally.
Which just made my name
It sealed
like
it in.
More. Well, plus like everything that you've done, like the collabs have all been like Jaclyn Hill, like the Becca one. Every like collab you've done has been like Jaclyn Hill.
Isn't that
It's not just your
crazy?
name.
Because when I first like decided to do this as a career, I typed in Jaclyn Roxanne. That's what I wanted my name to be. I wanted to be known as Jaclyn Roxanne.
Is that your middle name, right? Okay.
But like I just envision like, oh, I want people to know me because growing up I tried to make all my friends and family call me Roxy and Roxanne. So I thought it was so dope.
How billboard of you? Very like surfer girl.
Like Billabong.
No, yeah,
I wanted to be like
I
a
met
West Coast
Billabong.
surfer girl so bad. I wanted everyone to call me Roxy. And my sister was like, I will never fucking call you that.
This podcast is sponsored by Smalls. If you're a listener of this show, you know that cats cannot live without Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients.
My cats love Smalls. We switched them over to the Smalls, and one of the things I like about them the most is that they have so many different flavors.
Head to smalls.com/full and use promo code FULL at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code FULL for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code FULL for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Thank you to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You want to know what I like about Adam and Eve? They have so many different options and things to offer.
I love Adam and Eve. I've used it multiple times to buy gifts and things for myself. They have discreet packaging, which I think is fantastic.
Just enter code FULL at checkout. That's FULL, FOOL, at adamandeve.com. This is an exclusive offer specific to this podcast, and be sure and use code FULL to get your discount, 50% off almost any item, plus free shipping, and get it fast with rush processing. Code FULL.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You guys, Shopify is the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexity no matter how big you are.
You're probably thinking migrating your website over to Shopify might be a headache, but Shopify's App Store has migration apps that you need to migrate your products, orders, customers, and more for every major e-commerce platform to Shopify.
Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage, all lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage, shopify.com/full coverage.
So Jaclyn, it is.
So Jaclyn is gonna stay.
It was taken. I tried to do Jaclyn Roxanne. It's so weird. There was like 12 YouTubers at the time, and it wouldn't let me register Jaclyn Roxanne. It made me register something else. So I went with Jaclyn Hill instead. But that would have changed everything in my career, right? It would have
Yeah,
had
I mean,
Jaclyn
yeah, in a
Roxanne
way.
It
palette.
would
It
have
would
changed
all
everything.
Jaclyn Roxanne.
Wow.
I didn't even know that. That's insane.
I know.
I mean, literally, I've known you what? 9 years?
Years.
9,
Years.
maybe
Do you
even
remember when you
10.
came and had a sleep over my house? You slept on my couch.
I do. I remember that was the first time I ever been to Tampa, and I got hives. I broke out in hives, full back hives.
Florida will do that to you.
I've never experienced
will
Florida
get
heat
you.
though
Yeah.
before that, and my
Florida-
body was in actual shock.
I still to this day always think about Manny losing his mind in the backseat of the car with me and my mom because it started raining. And he
Oh, they
was
do
like
that here, by the way.
triggered
No,
by the
was
rain.
shocked.
Californians, they lose their mind. One time it thundered when Aaron was in school, and all the kids got up from their desk and ran out the window because they wanted to see what lightning looked like. And Erin literally was sitting there, and her teacher was from South Carolina, and she was like, "They do this here."
I am so dead.
It's
like,
the truth.
yes.
It was okay, but that rain is fierce rain.
it was literally a normal
It was
Florida
a afternoon
thunderstorm.
shower.
It was a
And he was in the
tsunami.
backseat on Snapchat, like,
It's a miracle.
I'm drowning.
he's like, is this normal? We're like, what? We were on our way to get lunch. We're like, yeah. He had so many questions. He's like, do you like use umbrellas? I'm like, what?
It's true. I had no idea that it was just like a normal occurrence to like rain constantly out there because
Yes.
like obviously being from San Diego, it barely rains there too.
We don't have any
Ditto.
thunder either. Like
No,
no
none.
thunderstorms, none of that. We
That's
get like a
crazy.
sprinkle.
That's
I do miss
crazy.
the rain. I do miss it.
I'm
I
good.
don't. Not yet.
I'm gonna take a pass on the hard rain.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
good.
Me
I'm
too.
absolutely
I'm good.
good.
You need a break.
You're like, baby.
Eventually, you're
so
gonna want
happy.
it back. Eventually, you're gonna want it back.
I am in my sunshine era.
Yes.
I'm good.
Honestly,
so good.
But the thing is, like, when you're in California and when you're in LA, like, it hits different. Like, it's not. The weather here hits so different, and it's just like people don't realize it until they're here, and they're like, "This is hard to leave." It's hard to leave.
It is.
I know. Everyone is just like, wait until the taxes kick in. Wait
That's
until
what
it's
I was about to
California. And I'm
say.
like, but the weather though.
But
You know, you
you pay
pay.
for the-
You pay. We say you pay for the weather in your taxes.
It's the truth.
They bill you for it. Actually,
You pay for everything, but you pay for everything. You
They
pay for the
bill you.
hills.
They bill
pay
you.
for
They
the-
do.
You
They
pay for the
do.
mountains. You pay for
Yes, it's the
everything.
quality of
Everything.
life.
The
That's
quality.
what Jordan keeps
Thanks.
saying. He's like, I'm preparing for next year mentally because we're paying for our quality of life.
It honestly
Girl,
is the
you gonna
truth.
weep.
You're gonna weep. It's gonna be.
You're
It's not
gonna
just
weep.
a cry. It's a weep.
I know.
Write
It's
the
like
check.
it's a big conversation online. People are like, "Oh, but she's gonna get around it. She's gonna find ways. She won't have to pay California
A
tax." I'm like,
loophole.
girl, there is
There's
no
no
loophole.
loophole.
We will
Baby,
be paying.
when you own the home
California
here,
tax.
you're paying the taxes.
That's
Jaclyn
gonna say.
doesn't want to go to prison, guys.
I know. I
She
don't
wants
need
to
to know.
pay.
That's my next
She
cancellation.
want that's the next one.
We can't do a fourth,
Yep,
Jaclyn.
yep.
God damn it.
Yep. A four.
God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good there. So I'm good.
Life in prison, no parole.
Accomplished.
She's gonna get life in prison, no parole.
I'm good. I will pay California taxes. There's no loophole. It's
There's no
crazy.
loophole.
I just start bawling my head.
You're like, oh my Jaclyn, why are you crying? You're not going to prison. It's fine.
No prison time for me.
Oh
but
my
I'm not looking
God.
forward to that.
Should we start with peaks and pits?
We should. We should absolutely start before we grill Jaclyn.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, you said the
I'm
same.
here. I'm here. Whatever you want to talk about. I'm an open book.
You are
It's
open
all
love
book,
it.
which
We
is also
love
that you're
it.
a good sport, which I
Yeah.
really
We
appreciate.
were talking about that. We
were
said
just talking about
Jaclyn's
that.
such a good sport to banter with. You know what I mean? Like, she
Because
can,
sometimes people can be very like be shook by
no.
things.
Yeah.
But you're very like chill with that stuff.
I'm down to talk about too much, honestly. I think
I
that's
love
one of my
that.
biggest
You-
problems.
honestly, same. Honestly, same.
Me too. I always get in trouble for
I know.
I know my mom and dad used to always say to me my whole life that I would be perfect if it wasn't for my mouth.
Yep.
I'm like, what that mouth do though?
that gorilla grip.
My dad is like,
Mm-hmm.
your mouth is what gets you into trouble all the time.
And it
I mean-
also made you a star.
well, okay,
Well,
thanks.
Yes, I mean, it's the
well,
truth.
It is true. It is
Honestly,
true.
the we turn the vice into a power.
Period.
It's true.
Period.
It's so true.
I
What
agree
would
with that.
your peak or pit be for this week?
Okay, I'll start off with my peak.
All right.
Yes.
I
It's
like
gonna be
it.
so corny and so California, but my peak is going on my outdoor walks.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It goes back to the weather in California. I was thinking about it this morning. I was on my morning walk and I was like, God, I'm just like, I feel so blessed just to be in such a beautiful state with such perfect weather where I can just wake up and walk outside and take this walk in a safe community. The birds are chirping. The
Always.
weather's perfect. I'm like, oh my God.
The bugs aren't
like,
crazy here.
It just like clears your mind.
Yeah.
Like literally back in Florida right now, you try to take an outdoor walk and it's just like you
Soaked
are
head to toe.
eaten alive by mosquitoes, number one, just soaked. You just feel like you can't breathe.
The
You're like trying to walk
humidity.
in butter.
No way. It's
No.
like walking in butter.
No.
It's disgusting.
It's like walking in
It's like
butter.
I would like walk with a sword and like cut through it.
Cut through.
And to
Cut through
fight
the
the
butter.
mosquitoes, the bugs that will
It's
pick you up
horrible.
and carry you off.
Literally.
You know, it's
mosquitoes
funny.
out
You're
there?
a transplant. I'm a transplant. And like everything you're saying, I've been here 10 years now, which is crazy, by the way. It feels like I just moved here. But
I feel like you just moved here.
I just
me
moved
too.
here.
Like,
I remember
I
when you
literally
swear
lived
to
here 9
God,
years.
I swear to God, I just moved here. It's been 10 years, and everything you're saying, I still wake up and say every morning. So
Oh
you're,
my God.
yes.
I
So
love
you
that.
are in for one hell of a ride. California,
It just stays sickening.
It's sickening, and it stays sickening.
It stays sick.
I love it here.
I love that for you so
Yeah.
much. I hope
Yeah.
it never goes away. I'm in bliss.
Yeah.
So my peaks are my walks.
You're gonna stay.
I
in
love
bliss.
that. What a like chill ass good peak.
That's a good peak.
I love that.
That's a good peak. What's your
I
peak?
told you, I'm in my sunshine era.
you're literally in your happy girl era.
That's good though. That's
What
amazing.
is my peak? Laura, I told you it.
You told me it.
What is it?
Let me say mine.
You say yours. God damn it! Why I find mine?
Wait, okay, I'll do my picks. I can't remember my pick either.
As if we haven't been doing this literally 2 years.
I'm like, give me off the camera. Wait, what was the pick? What was my pick?
Lord,
I
no.
told you.
Your
Joe.
pit
I told you.
was something fierce.
It was something fierce.
Oh shit! Did some shit go down?
No.
No.
I just say something fierce for like almost everything.
Okay, got it.
Fierce is actually a word I use for good and bad.
Okay.
It's rubbed off on me. So
Yeah,
now I'm using
and now
it.
you use
It'll
it.
leave here
You're
saying
gonna leave
good.
here saying
Count
that
me.
was
Oh my
fierce.
god, that was so fierce.
Yes, yes. If
I'm
they're
telling
like, oh my
you,
god, is it bad? You're gonna know. I just say
it
that.
becomes a tick, and it's fierce is good and fierce is bad.
It is.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
It
that was
is.
fierce.
It's like I oversay tea now, and it's like there's nothing to even.
Yes.
Like Jordan will be like, "Oh, can you blow out the
Just
candle?" I'm like, "Ooh, tea." Like, I'm like, why?
But it becomes a tick.
It
Like it's
becomes a
very
tick.
crazy, but fierce has become a tick for me.
I get
And
it.
you know.
You know what? I remember what my pit was. I was supposed to go visit my niece in Santa Barbara on Sunday and spend the whole day with her because I haven't seen her in forever and she's in school up there. And her coworker broke her leg, and now Erin is a full-time employee.
Stop it.
yeah.
Just taking care of her.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
no, because she took her spot.
She took her
at the
spot.
job. Yes, at the job, she took the employee spot. So I was supposed to come visit, and she was like, "I just got a sickening roll," but she was like, "You can't come visit me because I'm now a 40-hour employee." And so,
What the
yeah.
hell?
Good for her.
Yeah, I
working.
know, and she
That's
got a big
amazing.
raise and all that. So she's sickening, but I'm so freaking bummed. But she's coming to visit me for the 4th of July, so it's fine.
Okay, that's cute. I love
I
that.
love your relationship with her. I love watching it online. I've loved it from the
Likewise.
beginning.
No, and you,
Oh,
I mean, you have a
thank you.
great
Thank you. I
relationship
know.
with yours too.
I
Yes.
love my nieces
It's
so
cool.
much.
Me
It's so
too.
crazy. It's like you get to almost be a mom in some way.
100%.
It's like, but like you get the
100%.
fun version of it. I mean, but you like fully adopted her at such
You
a
got the not fun part too.
I did, honestly. You know, it's like, of course, we showed the best parts online, but it was like honestly a very challenging thing to do to uproot.
imagine.
Which wasn't that rooted. You know what I mean? Things were
Yeah.
very chaotic in Alabama whenever we took her, but to take her and move her across the country into a whole other world in life where no one she knows but me, it was very challenging, actually.
I can't imagine. And she's so beautiful.
Oh,
and she's
so
got such a
model.
great personality. And she could just
So
eat and she could
beautiful.
get eaten up in the LA vibe.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm sure that was so challenging for you and Tyler to like keep her roots grounded
Yeah.
from like and her morals. Like I can't
Yeah.
imagine the challenges you guys
Especially
went
in
through.
LA.
Yeah, LA.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
such
Like,
a big
it's-
city to come to. I know, and sometimes I'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." When I look at her, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, is it because like I'm her aunt?" You know, you naturally.
No, Erin's
But
gorgeous.
No, she's
then,
stunning.
yes, but then I'd be like, "No, it can't
she's
be."
gorgeous.
No, she's
I was
stunning.
like, "It just can't be."
No.
Like
No.
I would just look at her, I'd be like, "No, she's just so," and she looks nothing like me. Isn't that a shame? You're gorgeous.
I know, literally, I'm like, Lord, you get hotter. What are you talking about? Lord gets hotter every year. I'm like, hello?
You guys are so sweet. I was gonna say, Jaclyn, I like literally haven't seen you forever. You walked in and you look just like when I left you.
No, it's
like
Jaclyn, it's the truth.
years. It's the
It's
truth.
dead ass the
It's
truth.
the truth. So you
Stop.
I
aged and
swear
rewind.
to
God.
God. The
Identical.
glam,
I know
like-
you bitches would not lie to me.
We would
No, I
never.
don't-
You would just sit here silent.
I would say a word. Let me tell you something. We wouldn't say a word.
Honey,
One thing about us, we wouldn't say it.
a word.
I know. Yo, Manny will be so honest with me. It's like to totally like off topic here for a second, but Manny is so brutally honest with me. Like anytime I'm going through some shit, it'll be like a whole year since I've talked to Manny, and I'll send him like an 8-minute voice note, like a whole ass podcast. Like, Manny, I need your advice.
I need to go through the
And
gigs.
I know that you're gonna come through and be so honest with me,
Mm-hmm.
like so real. Where I was like, oh damn, but like you'll
You're like,
get
Like,
to
like
know.
what's it? It's
I
like
love
tough
it.
love. It's like where it's like,
I love it.
why
Yeah,
I need.
it's
I was
so
like, let me
good.
tell you what it really is.
I love
so
it.
good.
It's like,
But it's
makes
good.
you
Like you
such
need
a
to have
good
people
friend.
like that. You
You
need
do.
people not in your
Such a good
life.
friend.
You do.
Yes,
Especially like the thing
100%.
is, I'm not the type of person that will ever go out of my way to give someone unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, baby, you need to live your life and you learn your own lessons. But if someone's gonna come to me and be like, "What do you think about this?"
Don't
I'm
ask
gonna,
if you don't want to find
Don't
out.
ask, because I will tell you what the realty is.
I love it.
An unbiased,
Mm-hmm.
real, like, well, this is what it is. This is your perception. This is what it's
Yes.
gonna be.
Yes.
And
It's
that's just
great.
like what it's always
So
been.
good.
So good.
But I won't
I
give
love
it.
you
But
for
I'm
that.
glad. Thank you. I appreciate
And thank
you
you guys.
noticing
You guys
that.
saying that is so sweet.
No,
Thank
it's the
you.
truth, though.
It is
So,
true.
so
It's
sweet.
No,
true.
it really is
You
the
know,
truth.
it's like we'll get into that, of course. Later. But, you know, it's like all the lifestyle
journey.
changes. It's been a whole journey, and you don't
No, it's a
necessarily
journey.
see all the changes in yourself because it's you.
Right.
So then when you hear people who you saw, years ago, you're just like, oh, it's working.
Yeah.
But also your
100%.
personality. And also, like, you have the same personality, so it's like
Thank you.
that doesn't like really like change. Like I think that the core essence of you doesn't like really change. So like I haven't seen you in literally a gazillion years, but like it feels like the same. Like we haven't really drifted in a weird
Yeah.
way. Like
Yeah.
I can, you know, when you see friends that you're like, girl, I know exactly how it's going to be when I see you, and it's going to be a Kiki immediately. That's how it feels.
Immediately.
You know what I mean? Because you have that personality.
100%.
No time has passed.
That's how it feels.
Oh, I love it. You guys are so sweet. I feel so just like taking care of you.
You're like, okay, I found one. I found my pee.
Oh,
I found it. I'm finding it. No, I actually thought it was really funny. It happened this morning. So I was leaving and I get a doorbell ring. And it's Covergirl Sally Hansen. So I'm like working with them for Pride, for June. So I'm like Covergirl, whatever.
Fierce.
So fierce.
There it is.
There we go. It's going to keep going.
Fierce.
This podcast is sponsored by Smalls. If you're a listener of this show, you know that cats cannot live without Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality.
My cats love Smalls. We switched them over to the Smalls, and one of the things I like about them the most is that they have so many different flavors. Cats are such picky creatures that my cats love all the different flavors because they low-key get tired of the same food over and over again, and I like that this is a better option for them.
I mean, I get tired of the same food all the time, so I love that Smalls has options. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/fool and use promo code FOOL at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code FOOL for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code FOOL for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Thank you to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You want to know what I like about Adam and Eve? They have so many different options and things to offer. I also like that they always have a good deal going. Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just about any item plus free shipping, which includes rush processing.
I love it. I love Adam and Eve. I've used it multiple times to buy gifts and things for myself. So it honestly works so well because they have discreet packaging, which I think is fantastic. Like you can buy something, and if you don't want your neighbors to be like, oh my God, what is this Adam and Eve package coming in? It's discreet packaging. They'll never know. And Sexy Time is literally just a click away.
Just enter code FOOL at checkout. That's FOOL, FOOL at adamandeve.com. This is an exclusive offer specific to this podcast, and be sure and use code FOOL to get your discount, 50% off almost any item, plus free shipping, and get it fast with rush processing. Code FOOL.
They dropped off the life-size version from the event at my house because I had sent in my video. I was like, oh my God, I want to steal this from my mom.
Yep.
They saw it.
That.
They delivered it to my house this morning, and it's literally like 6'4".
That's amazing.
Humongous. So now I'm gonna like, because my mom, I'm gonna give it to her before she sees this, but I'm like, I'm gonna totally surprise her because she's the type that like, she took the gondola from CVS.
I died.
No, my mom goes in and she goes, I asked him if I could have it.
Just like the random store
You know
employee.
that she said,
and
this
she
is my son.
That's my
100%.
son.
Every employee there.
She did. She definitely did. She's like, can I have the gondola? And they were like nice to be like, yeah, for sure. Here, take it. So they gave my mom the gondola of the Pride gondola. And then now I'm like, okay, now I'm like literally getting you a shrine at this point.
I would also like
That's
a
really
6'4"
sweet.
version cut out of you.
it's me like this. So I'm like this.
So if,
Did you hear that, Tyler?
I
Laura,
would
I'm
also
gonna
like
hang that in
I
your
would.
house.
I would like to have. I feel like people would expect that to be there.
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
so cute.
they would actually expect it already here.
Anytime
all
I'm
of
doing
us.
anything, the number one question I get asked is, "Where is Manny?" And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I don't fucking know.
I don't own him.
I don't know.
You guys, I have so many friends who ask me if you guys are actually best friends in real life.
Oh, we
It's like all the
we get it all the
It's
time.
like a weird question.
But they think we're just work friends and that we
Yes.
don't like fuck with each other.
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
tell them? Don't lie.
Yes, I tell them.
You're
I'm
like,
like, you
this
guys,
bitch.
they've been best friends for years. Because when you guys kind of like, because I started YouTube a little bit before you.
Yep.
And you guys both came in the scene just
I
shortly
honestly
after.
watched you before. I
Me too.
think I'm pretty sure I did.
Well,
You
I
had
know
red
Manny did,
hair.
because
I
Manny
know.
was all up on
I
Twitter.
said maybe.
Oh, talking shit? Was he talking shit about you?
No.
Don't lie.
No,
Not-
he
not
would,
yet.
no, he would like tag me every day.
Me-
"Oh,
not yet.
Jaclyn, I love you, Jaclyn. Notice me, Jaclyn." And I was like, this guy is so cute. And like,
Girl, I'm
tagged
letting
him.
you block. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Never.
No, I wasn't a big fan. Like you and Wayne Goss were like my number two. Like,
Oh my God,
number two,
love
like my two
Wayne
people
Goss.
that I'm like. I felt like I actually learned.
Yeah, Wayne Goss was such a good
Like
one.
actually learned. Like because I was like I'm trying to get hired at Mac. Like I need to actually learn how to do
Is
something.
Wayne
He was
Goss on
so
TikTok? Because he'll
talented.
read a bitch.
No, he's not on TikTok. I
Do you
don't think.
remember?
And
One
what's
time
crazy
I
is
remember
don't think he
Wayne
ever
Goss.
has come for me.
No,
Like,
no, he did. He
No.
showed your
He did?
eyebrow once, and I was like,
Wait
he
a
showed
second.
Wait, you're right. You're so right.
I was, but honestly, he wasn't coming for you. He cut your whole face out.
It was coming from my makeup.
That's what
glam.
it was. But I don't even think he knew like what he was tapping into when he did that. Because when he did it, I was like,
how dare you?
I was like, Goss!
Beast!
No. How dare you?
God,
I remember this
so
is
funny.
old. This is like 2016 drama.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
this is like back in the day.
But I remember when
you know
God
what's so
showed
funny?
your
That-
eyebrow, and I was so offended. It wasn't even my eyebrow. I was literally
Okay,
like,
but truly though, I deserved it. I'm sure.
You know what? He probably read you for a good
honestly,
reason.
that's what I'm saying. Wayne was always reading the girlies.
He was reading the
He
girl.
was like at that time, you'll be like, asshole. And then
Yes.
like fast 4 or 5
You're like,
years, I'm like, yeah, I deserve
But
that.
honestly, you know what's so funny? Like drama like that back then, it's like I
So
almost miss it
trivial.
because it's
Dude,
so
I miss it
trivial.
So
so
trivial.
much.
Like that was like, but back then when you're like, oh my god, like this sucks. Like I don't want to be a drama. But then you look back and I'm like, God, that drama was nothing. Like this was
Oh my
literally
gosh,
Housewives
I
drama.
know.
I
Yes.
should have been enjoying this
That's
kind of
Housewives
drama,
drama.
when I was
Literally.
in it.
I love
Because that drama
We
was
should have
literally
relished in it
nothing.
more.
I know.
We
Good
should
times.
have.
I would have amped it up if I would have known.
Right?
You
Yeah.
know, fed into it a little bit.
Get a little.
But I always
I agree.
extinguished it. I always like went on Snapchat
Me
with a
too.
little dog filter.
Always.
I did too.
Yup.
Okay, guys.
Okay, guys. That is not what happened. Me and Morphe, me and Ty,
We
me and
did
Manny,
buy all those things from Morphe.
The amount of times that I would have
Girl.
to leave the room hanging out with people, like in their houses, like at my friends' houses. I'd be like, okay, hold on, I have to be back. Like I couldn't, like, okay, I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I have to go like hide in their bathroom, like, hey guys, okay, so there's this rumor.
And it was always on Snapchat too.
Always on
on
Snapchat. The flower crowd.
Uh-huh.
Like, what am I doing? Like fully
It
addressing.
makes my face look like this.
And you're being dead serious too, and it's like a fucking flower crown or a
Do you remember the
dog.
pink one? Do you remember the pink
I'm
one? It was like all
serious.
pink. I was always like in that one. It was like pink sucked in, and I was like this. Hey guys,
Oh my
like I would
God.
never do something like that.
I can. No, I literally like remember addressing like a Becca at times Jaclyn like scandal with the flower crowd. Like fully addressed. I look back and I'm like, bitch, why were you even addressing it? That wasn't your business. That wasn't even your brand. Like, but here I was on Snapchat crying with
No,
the
for sure.
flower crowd. So I mean,
That's
those were
sick.
just different times.
It was
But
different.
I feel like the
times.
time though too, like it was hard to. I think you learn not to address things in a way where it's like this doesn't really even involve me. I think people are just like they have like their perception. That's just what it's gonna be. But you don't know that back then because
Yeah.
again we were like because we started so long
And it
ago.
was like a
Yeah.
reality show back
It
then.
was
but
literally a
no one
show.
informed us that we were the ones on the reality show.
this show
Why
about
does, is this show about us? That
It in
was the
fact
truth.
It in fact
Oh
was.
my God, is this fucking show
Show
about us? Is this play about us?
That was
That
was literally
us.
that's us.
But we didn't
now.
know.
Yeah, we didn't know. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, like we didn't have to actually even do
Period.
all that.
Period.
Do we have any more peaks or pits? You say
Pit.
pit.
What was your pit? Do you have
Oh
a
my
pit?
God, I have a pit. I actually have two.
Oh, give us the double.
My first pit is I had a really shitty breakfast this morning.
I love
That's a pit.
That is like a cute pit.
That's a pit.
But like it put me in a bad mood. Like
Yeah,
breakfast
you were, like,
is
annoyed.
the most important meal of the day for me. Like I wake up horny for breakfast, ready to go.
It
Yes.
offset your day.
And I was all out of my spicy chili onion crunch oil to make
Trader
my
Joe's.
eggs and cottage cheese. And so I had to use Cholula hot sauce instead, and it sucked.
Oh, it
Oh.
did hit.
It sucked.
It
It
did
Like, it's
hit.
not
It
the
was
same.
terrible. It was a pile of mush. It was disgusting.
You're like, actually,
and I was
it's
just like,
trash.
Wrecked.
I wanted to cancel my whole day. I was like, this is bullshit.
We're like,
You're like, don't try it. You're like, I had a bad breakfast. You guys, I can't make it to full.
I'd
I'd be like,
Jaclyn,
do you want to
send me your
die?
address real quick.
No, I'd be like, do you want to actually fucking die today? That's what I would say.
But like, I just love my breakfast. When I get done having a good breakfast, I talk about it for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Like I just like it empowers me.
Yes,
Honestly,
it's a good
very
start your day
fair.
right.
Yeah, that's how it
My
started the day.
second pit
Ooh.
is right before I left, Jordan told me that my outfit didn't look good.
Jordan shredded you before you
It's
even
been a
left
really
the house.
bad day and it's only 2 o'clock. I'm
Why
like,
is Jordan shredding?
Why is he shredding you so
Jordan
early?
shredding?
okay, so he goes, baby, turn around and look at me. And I was like,
Oh,
No, that
damn.
is me to die.
I was like, what? And I turned around and he did a full body scan.
Oh, he's like,
And I was
huh.
like, what? And he goes, I don't think the color of your denim jacket goes with those pants.
Red to Phil.
I was like, okay, Jill Jacobs put this outfit together.
You're like, Jill did this.
And also, I was like, it's denim with
All it-
green.
yeah, I was
Like,
like,
of course
yeah.
it does. And then he just looked at me and said, well, I mean, you would know better than me. And I was like, ah. And the whole way here, I was like,
a confidence
we're gonna be
booster
talking about
right
this
You're
before
like,
you walk out the
oh,
door.
baby, get ready to be in for trouble when I get back.
She said, she's the fuggliest slut I've ever
Jaclyn
seen.
Hill is the funniest.
This fucking slut.
Yeah.
Jordan.
So
Jordan.
I'm like, okay, well, we got to talk about this when I get home. Apparently, he doesn't like my outfit today. So.
Damn.
That breakfast and got read.
Can
by
I
my
just
husband.
say I love his content.
He's so good.
I love food and I love food content. You post food content too, and I enjoy your food content as well. But I think it's so cool. He's one of my favorite parts of you is your man. And it's so cool to see you with like an influencer though, but he's like so in his own lane, like hardcore, like in his own world. Like honestly, you wouldn't even know that. You know what I mean? That these two worlds are happening separately, but like together. It's so cool.
I love that. That's such a huge compliment. Like he loves to hear that. I love to hear that. I can't wait to tell him that you.
Please tell him.
Well, it's really cool. Like that's really cool.
I follow him on TikTok, and like I know what it takes to make TikTok. So that fucker right there is putting in.
He's putting the work. Like one video was like
so
3
hard.
days.
He was like on a mountain in Santa Monica or some shit. I was literally like, that would be so hard to do. Like that would be hard to film that.
So much work. And I'm like, you put in so many hours and just like the equipment that he uses and the thoughts and I mean just like him planning stuff out.
It's a TV show.
It's insane.
His is a TV
like,
show.
For one video for a minute and a half?
No.
Crazy.
And me over here getting mad to do a tutorial. I'm like,
when you have to get ready anyways.
when I'm already grabbing, I'm like,
you already have to put the makeup on. Honestly, yes.
Like what the fuck?
Honestly,
he's in a mountain, cooking in a mountain. I'm over here like this.
With
putting
a
a lash on.
DSLR, he's in a mountain.
Literally, I'm like, wasn't it so cold up there? He's like sitting on the side of a mountain, literally making a lobster roll from
Yes,
scratch.
a lobster roll.
And it was like 48 degrees at sunset. And
From
he's
scratch.
like, yeah, it was freezing, but you know, I obviously wasn't going to show that on camera. I just made it
my
work. I'm like, no,
God.
I would have walked up there and been, this is what the fuck we're not going to do.
Me.
All right, guys, we're out. That was me.
But that's why we're in beauty because we're babies.
Literally, we are babies.
Like I was like, I'm good.
It's really amazing watching his career take off. And he really has his own thing and his own recognition and his own group of people and his own followers.
He
It's
does.
just been amazing.
It is
to
not
watch and
Jaclyn.
support.
It is Jaclyn Hill followers, but it's not Jaclyn Hill followers. This
Totally.
man has built his own career, and it's just so cool to see
It's
that.
so cool. Like we were out, you know, in the mall last week, and a group of people came up and had no clue who I was, and I was like, "This is so cool."
Oh, I live.
Like, oh my God, Jordan!
They're like, "Can you take a picture of us?"
Literally, I did.
Yes.
And I took pictures of all of them. They had no clue who I was. He's like, "This is my wife, Jaclyn." They're like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I was just like, "Oh my God, yes! Take the career over, baby. Yes,
It's you.
yes." So I'm like, "You're the next big thing." I'm like, so happy with it.
That's what I tell Ty. I'm like, baby, if you ever make it big, I will film every
Literally,
goddamn video.
I got
honey.
you. I'm like, you put some babies in me. I'll just be there with the camera,
Yeah.
supporting you the whole
Whatever you need to do.
time.
Say
The
less.
whole time.
Oh,
Say
I
less.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing, especially because we didn't come together both as influencers.
Yeah.
It's like when I first met him, he was rapping. Like
I
that's what he was
remember.
doing in the
Right.
studio
Yep.
all night, every night. And then I'm like, you're so good
crazy.
at cooking. You should film this. He's like, really? It's like kind of dorky. I'm like,
You're like,
thanks.
you're like this.
I know.
It's kind of lame to be on camera and filming things. You're like,
He's like, I'm not a fucking loser. Oh.
It's just so cool. It's like next thing you know, he's cooking with Gordon Ramsay, and
That
he's
is
got
so
his own
sick.
thing going.
Cool.
It's amazing.
That's
that's
really
so
so
amazing.
cool.
Like he has his own world, own life, things going
know.
on. Also, like I feel like, I guess like to me, I guess like I don't share the same experience as you guys, obviously. But like when I think about like having a partner, like I would be very much like I want them to have like their own thing going on.
100%.
Because I don't like the feeling of infringing on like my thing
Yep.
either in a way, or my independence or like
Yep.
anything about me.
Yep.
So it's like they need to have like their own shit together
That makes
And
sense.
in a way.
1000%, I couldn't agree with you more. And like, it's so important to me, and it was important to me when I started dating Jordan, and before Jordan, you know, I was going through my divorce. That like the next person that I found, which I didn't think I would find anybody for the rest of my life. I was like, I'm gonna be single forever,
sure,
and
for
it is
sure.
what it is. Oh well, moving on. But it was so important to me that I did not need that person, and that person didn't need me.
Right.
Like, I want to know that without me, you can live in
You'd
a
be
nice
fine.
house and pay all your bills.
Yeah.
You're not with me for that reason. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
both have your
Yes.
own individual thing, and then you choose to come together and be partners in life.
Yeah.
So important to me.
I know it
Yeah.
all too well.
Couldn't
Oh,
agree more.
That's something I like
Couldn't
absolutely
agree more.
look out for. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm the sugar daddy in any way.
Yeah.
No, it's
Like, I
only
don't like
hot
that.
for a short period of time. It's like it's a cute little fantasy for a
And
very short period
honestly,
of time.
it's so funny you say
You're
that because
very
it's the
naive
truth.
to believe
Yeah.
it's different than that. It would be very naive to believe.
Yeah.
I know. I always said, because me and Ty met before, we were both like in high school, so like none of this mattered. Like having our own thing, we like grew together. But I always said, like, if I get divorced, I was like, I'll never meet me with anyone again.
Nope.
Great, it'll be fine.
Literally.
That's exactly what I said.
Literally.
Like that would be the end of that, because like the shit you would have to go through to find the person that can mold into your world, but not just be leeching off of your world, honey.
Oh, Manny, I cannot wait. I can't wait for you to find your person. Oh, I'm so excited.
no, Laura tells me this too. Honestly, all my friends are always like, when you find someone, I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. I actually just started getting into self-help with relationship stuff. So it's like really fascinating to like realize what my attachment style is and like finding ways to like work through my not good attachment style, things like that. So it's kind of like, I'm working on it because for a long time, I just thought I was like, it's just who I was. I was like, oh, I just don't care about people like that. Like I was like, I just don't care. Like I'm avoidant and I just don't need to be with anyone. Like I'm fine. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need anyone. But now it's kind of like, oh, I do that as like a defense thing. I actually do want someone in my life, but I push away because I get nervous, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing that you're doing that and you're working on yourself like that. Like
It's
going
weird.
through therapy, when I went through therapy specifically for relationships for 3 years. And I think it was one of the best things I ever did because it didn't just help me with my marriage, but with my relationships with my friends.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You guys, Shopify is the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexity no matter how big you are. You guys, me and Laura are Shopify girlies. We are Shopify girlies through and through with Lunar Beauty and with Minim LA. It truly is such an amazing platform.
The thing I like about it the most is how easy it is to use. It's so user-friendly, so it's never complicated. And yeah, it's easy to figure out. You're probably thinking migrating your website over to Shopify might be a headache, but Shopify's App Store has migration apps that you need to migrate your products, orders, customers, and more for every major e-commerce platform to Shopify.
Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage. All lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage. Shopify.com/full coverage.
It's like I slowly but surely realized, like, oh, I'm such a shit friend. I'm such a shit partner. I can be so much better in so many ways.
Yeah.
And like therapy, it's like you go through like that gentle therapy and it's like you get to that point where you're like, oh my God, hello, I could be so much better.
Yeah.
Taking accountability and it's the best.
Yeah.
It really is. Like it's quite shocking and it's kind of hard like to realize those things because I was like talking to Laura about it and she's like, no, it's like it's hard to
I think the hardest
look inside sometimes like that.
That's what I was saying.
It's
Like
hard.
the hardest part is picking out the dark stuff, the fears, the doubts, the problems. And it's like once you've already identified like what your attachment
issue
style
could be,
is, what the issue could be, that's the hardest part. That's like the hurdle right there is being able to identify what the problem is and then fixing it. I don't want to say that's easy, but I feel like that's like the better part of it.
Yeah.
I 100%.
Or like you work on it.
Yeah.
You're actually actively working on it. And then,
Yeah.
like once you figure it out, like why? Because for a long time I was literally like, I'm sickening. Like my life is so great. Like I don't need anything because like I'm so self-sufficient.
Your defense mechanism.
But it's because I'm defensive about
100%.
it, about being single. So I'm defensive about it. So I'm like, I literally don't need anyone. Like, look, I pay all my own bills. I do. I live alone. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of like,
yeah.
am I doing
so
that
much
for a reason?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
like I was.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's quite fascinating. I'm like, I don't like it.
It is.
But it's good. It's really good. I'm working on it.
I'm proud of
good.
you. That's a really, really big
It
deal.
is.
It's really
Thank
hard.
you.
It is.
It is.
It is. Well, let's jump into the episode. We have a couple questions we want to ask you. You know, we want to deep dive on Miss
haven't gotten to the
Jaclyn's
episode
story.
yet.
You're like,
45 minutes in, we haven't started. It's going to be a long one, guys. It's going to be a really long episode.
it's great. They love long episodes.
They do. They live it.
They
live
love
it.
long
And they've
episodes.
been asking for this one for a long time.
So we have to
Yes,
dish.
yes,
Okay.
we have to dish.
We have to
dish.
spill.
Okay,
I'm
first
here.
of all, you moved to Los Angeles. What was the driving force?
Yeah, why did
I
you
had
move?
speculation because your ass has been in Florida for a long time, girl. So I had
can't wait to hear
Can I
this.
tell you my speculation? And you can be like,
Yes,
bitch, you're
yes.
wrong.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, let me speculate. I could have just texted you, but
You're saving it for the pod.
You definitely could have.
I thought Jordan was more so the driving force in the move due to his career exploding in the food world.
Okay, well,
How wrong?
You were it's very accurate.
Oh shit!
All
You're
right.
very accurate. So it's interesting because the timing that we moved here, Jordan was still on Next Level Chef at the time. And when we moved here, he was like in, I think, like place 12 or like spot 11. And, you know, the show finished and he got to spot 4, right? And people were like, oh, they're moving because he's the winner. So for like 6 weeks or so, we had to like just not say anything. But like the comment section and the DMs were just flooded with, we know that he's the winner. Congratulations to Jordan.
That's why you guys are moving.
They
my
thought that he got an internship in California.
Oh,
I think on
shit.
that. I just figure, you know, this food thing's taken off. He got some cool
Yeah.
opportunities. It's time to move.
So that is basically what happened, along with, I'm not going to dig into everything because I know that you guys are going to ask me more questions throughout the pod.
We will.
But, it's like it's just such a huge life change. It's like with shutting down the businesses. And then it's like the thing that's always kept me in Florida was my family, right? And like that's such a big thing. And people are like, well, what about your family? What about I'm like, I still love my family. They're still there. I've been here for 2.5 months. My family's already come out twice to see me,
Wow.
Right.
each time 5 days at a time. So it's like dedicated quality time.
Yes.
It's like they're not going anywhere. We're
Yeah.
going back to Tampa next month, then they come back in August. It's like we're gonna see them all the time.
Totally.
It's not like major life events are gonna go on and I'm gonna miss out on it because it's like, I'm across the world. It's like it's a 4-hour flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very used to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I
totally.
can book it
Girl,
and
you
leave
and me
tonight.
both.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I got
So
a
it's like
4-hour
they're
flight to
there.
Atlanta.
And my nieces, it's like when I was younger, I would have never moved. I have my 3 nieces and my nephew, and it's like at that time, it's like nonstop softball games and baseball
totally.
games, and it's just so much, and it's like, and missing just like every little moment. I just wanted to be there for everything, right?
Yeah.
And also, there's something to be said about my unhappiness. I was so unhappy at the time. I was so unfulfilled in so many ways, and my family filled that void.
100%.
And so when I fell in love with Jordan and, got sober, got married, I just became so content with just him and just myself that I was like, I don't need to be surrounded by my family 24/7.
Right.
Because it kind of was a codependent thing on my part.
Totally.
Like I needed them to like fill like this emptiness inside of me because it made me feel better. I worked through that in therapy and then just came to a point of peace. And like at the end of last year, I came out here while he was filming in Ireland. Everyone thinks he filmed in LA. He filmed Next Level Chef in Ireland. So he was
That's
gone
crazy.
for 5 weeks.
idea.
I had no
Wow.
idea.
Yeah, he was gone for 5 weeks in Ireland, and I came out here and spent time with my best friend and stayed with her for 5 weeks.
Damn, the whole 5 weeks?
The whole 5 weeks.
Wow.
I was planning on being here for 6 days, and then
Damn.
rescheduled my flight. Rescheduled.
No, you did not.
And then I went home the day before Jordan got home.
Shut up.
Went home, made the
God.
house clean, got groceries, and prepared for his
Do
arrival.
you not get homesick?
I didn't on that trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't there.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know?
That was like when you probably
actually
started to
makes
realize
sense.
too.
That actually
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was so happy out here, and every day we'd FaceTime each other, and he's just like, gosh, you just seem so happy out there.
Wow.
And it's like he could like feel it, and then it's like, and then I closed the businesses. He got back from Ireland. All that went down, and he's like, I want you to really consider moving to California. And I was like, ha, literally blew it off. There's me being a shitty partner.
No, I would have done the same
I was
thing.
just like, haha,
It's
LOL.
an immediate scary change. So it's an immediate like.
No. Like it's a big, it's a jump.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine,
No,
you're fine.
you're good.
I'm still getting over. I was sick 2 weeks ago, and I still have a cough. But yes, I just like literally blew him off in a way where I was just like, ha ha ha, funny, never gonna happen, right?
You tried it.
And then like a couple days later, he's like, no, I'm not joking. Like I've looked at some houses on Zillow.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
god.
what? And then he got in contact with a realtor, and then the way it literally fell into place, you guys. So I told him straight up, sitting on the bed one night, I was like, if it's meant to be, God will make it happen. And that was my way of being like,
It's never gonna happen.
You're like, God, you better, God,
it's
you
not
better
gonna
not.
happen.
You better not.
You're praying with one elbow like this.
literally.
Don't do it.
You better not.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
But like it literally fell into place.
Wow.
So crazy. Like this brand new house, brand new build. The house that we live in, you guys, like it's just so crazy because the house that was there previously burned down.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I
So,
know.
rebuild.
Awful. And then they just like rebuilt this house, and it's just like I love the house.
Aw.
Walked in, put in an offer, instant accept. Like I was
Damn.
like, what? Like I did
You're
not.
Like, it was
like,
so
hold on,
quick.
you're like,
It was
hold
so
on
quick.
now, hold on.
Too
I don't
good
know
to be
if I want
true.
it.
I was like, why? Like I knew. I was like, they are not gonna accept this. Like they want more than this. No, instant accept. I was like, okay, what? Like who's pulling strings for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just crazy. So I'm like, okay, we're supposed to do this. This is next on the list. And so it's like, my nieces now are at the age where it's like Talia is driving all over the place.
Oh my
She's got
God.
a boyfriend. Like they have
Wow.
lives. They
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
friends. It's at
real
the
lives.
point now where I'm like, hey girls, want to come have a sleepover on Friday? They're like, I'm busy. I'm like,
Oh, damn. Oh my god, it's giving Inside Out too.
Yeah. Oh my
God.
It's giving
Oh, my
Inside
eyes
Out
out.
too.
Such a good
Where
movie.
like they're like
Eyes
growing
out.
up.
Yeah.
literally. So it's like I don't need to be there around anymore. And also it's just like speaking totally transparently, it's like at some point I have to grow up and focus on my own family, which is me, Jordan, and our future kids.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and I don't know how long we'll be out here for. We came out here with the
Oh
intention
yeah, I was
of
gonna
we'll
ask
see.
you that. Hey,
Totally.
that's what we said. And
Yeah.
10 years later, I'm still
Yeah.
not
Like
moving.
we've been seeing.
I'm still not moving.
I know. Well, that's our thing. We're like, we'll see. Because you don't know.
Right.
There could be a change of heart.
Yeah,
Like, we
totally,
could
it
end up, I
depends.
could end up getting pregnant, and then we could be like, we don't
want to go back with
I
family.
want to deliver
Be
this
with family.
baby in Tampa. I don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
100%.
like,
And that's
We'll see.
totally okay too.
Yeah.
But I'm happy you made it out, and I'm happy, you did the damn thing. So
Thank you.
Girl, that's
welcome to the
wild.
land of Erewhon and influencers.
Dude, it's everything. It's everything.
Isn't it everything?
It is. And I can't believe how many
LA
BBLs are out
people,
here.
girl, honey, when I moved out here, they thought something was wrong with me. And I was like,
Dude.
I'm not gonna. She was talking about you, by the way.
I don't think she was talking about me. I like how you like last night. You're like, no, when she said that, I go.
I know.
I was like, wait a minute.
It's the truth. It's
I was
absolutely the
talking
truth.
to somebody. Someone was doing my hair a couple weeks ago, and BBLs came up, and I don't know what like the conversation was or how it was brought up. But I said, yeah, I feel like everyone has a BBL, and she goes, "Girl, even the small ones are fake." And I was like, "It's so true."
Small ones are fake is the funniest
Honey,
thing I've ever
ain't
heard.
nobody
Like,
safe.
it's literally just like the conversation about it is so open. It's not even like anyone's trying to hide it anymore.
No.
It's like you go to these
No.
events and everyone's just like, oh, what doctor did you go to? It's just like everyone's just like,
The
yeah, my
cat's out of the
BBL. I'm
bag.
like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
here like people like just don't care like that. Here.
BBLs are like Botox here.
Yeah.
It's definitely making me feel a little insecure.
Don't.
Wait, what is making you feel
Don't.
insecure?
The land of BBLs, yeah. Like I'm definitely like, oh god, like I'm starting to look at myself as like one thing that's like since
Let me
living
tell
here
you,
where
you
I
gotta
go to
nip
these
that.
events
You
and
have
I
to
go
nip it
home and I'm
quick.
like,
You gotta nip
You
it
have to
quick
nip it
because
quick.
if it ain't the BBL, it's the flat tummies.
It's
if
the
it's not
teeth,
the lipo,
it's the hair,
it's
it's
the
everything.
veneers.
I
If it's
know,
not the
right?
veneers,
I know.
it's the hairline pony pull.
I
Like,
will not get a BBL. That will not happen.
No.
I won't
Totally.
let myself.
I don't want a BBL.
But just
like I've never
It's also very
wanted
dangerous,
one.
which I didn't know
it's
when I got it at
so
the time.
dangerous.
I never
It's
wanted
so
hips.
dangerous.
I've never wanted like a fat, juicy one. I have a small ass, and like I feel like it fits my legs.
You have great
You look
ass.
great.
No,
Well,
the ass
thank
is
you.
sickening.
natural
Thank you.
and fit and healthy and good. You
And
just
that's
look
all
good.
that. Thank you,
Yeah,
and you
I
too.
agree.
By the way, let's
you.
wait. Let's dive into your health journey.
Okay.
You've done
I
a
know.
major transformation.
I have.
I
Baby,
mean,
I've been seeing those posts on the stories.
Is it Ozempic?
The eye roll is crazy.
I knew the conversation
to.
would come up.
I
Like,
had to.
obviously. No, it is not Ozempic. I'm not on Ozempic.
Tell it to the
I'm
people.
not on semi-glutides. What are they called?
What's the one that starts with an M? That's the Ozempic dupe.
Manjaro?
Are you-
Wait,
no Manjaro?
Yeah, nothing. I'm not nothing. Nothing. I'm not even on like natural diet. Anything. Zero. I think that diving into it, I think that I know that people do not understand just how unhealthy of a lifestyle I was living. So to see such severe weight loss, it is very shocking because I didn't even realize the difference in my face. Like you guys, hold on. Can I grab my phone and show
Grab
you?
You
it, please.
absolutely can.
Please.
You absolutely
Dude, I
can.
mean,
Show us,
I-
show the audience.
I posted a picture
Show us
on
all.
I posted a picture on my stories the other day and I was like losing my mind. I texted to Jordan and Jordan responds to me and is like, who is that? Like, obviously he's joking, but he's like,
Yeah,
who
but
is
you
that
like in
person?
comparison.
I'm sorry.
Jaclyn, I
Like-
saw this on your stories,
I don't know who that is.
and you shocked me with that. I
And
didn't, because the thing is, when
Look
you
at the difference in just this.
Whoa.
And that's me ugly outside, drenched in sweat, right?
You
No
look
makeup.
great.
And then that's me
You look
full
great.
glam.
Full
That's me the
beat.
$1,500 beat down, professional hair and makeup.
Girl.
And look at that. And that's what's so
Wow.
crazy. It's like no amount of makeup is going to make you feel beautiful when you are not taking care of yourself.
Yeah, you gotta
So
take care of yourself.
you see that transformation and it's like, whoa, I didn't even realize how much of a transformation it was in the time because hello, it's day to
you're just
day.
living, you're living life.
It's just another 2-mile walk. It's
Yep.
just another yoga class. It's another Pilates. But like you see that, oh, so like I understand the Ozempic accusations 100%. It does not bother me, but it bothers me and it pisses me off when I'm over here letting people in my personal journey that's so like fragile
Yeah.
because it does tie to drinking and alcoholism and it's like it's so deep and people being you're on Ozempic, it's like please, I've told you I'm not on Ozempic.
Right.
Would you just listen to me and hear my story out for what it is, because
Right.
it could be a really empowering story if you would listen
Yeah.
instead of discrediting me and the hard work that I've put in mentally and physically. And it's like, look at my life. I literally decided to shut down all my businesses. I moved across the country, right? I let go of all those employees. It's like, and I lost all that weight at the same time. It's clearly not Ozempic. I'm clearly going through something.
Right.
Clearly
Like
going
if
through
you
something
look at the
deep.
bigger picture,
Yes.
like outside looking in.
Yes, it's like I'm going through so much, but yeah, I mean, it was a massive transformation. What's crazy, I only lost 40 pounds, but it honestly looks like 100 because I was so inflamed. Like I was just living so unhealthy.
Only 40 pounds.
Yeah, it looks literally like I lost like 70 or 80.
It does. But I mean,
but
you
I was
look
so
literally
inflamed. Like
incredible.
my blood work was so bad. Just, I mean, and honestly, no one knows how bad my lifestyle was.
Yeah.
Just like,
What do you think is what made the weight loss happen so rapidly? Because that's probably why people think that is because Ozempic is such a craze right now because of how quick people lose the weight.
Totally.
And it's like for you to lose the weight so quickly, is people are like, oh, well, what else could it be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you
100%.
think that it would be for it to have gone so quickly?
100% cutting out the alcohol.
Got it.
I
So
was
it
drinking so much. Like, I was drinking so much. And even when I was like, okay, I'm going to cut back and barely drink, I was still drinking so much. You know, it's like when I went through my lipsticks, I like learned this trick that if you drink enough, you numb yourself.
Yeah.
And then
Totally.
I stuck with that trick for 4 years. And I just kept
Yeah.
drinking and drinking and drinking. And anytime I'd feel an emotion that I didn't want to feel, I'd be like, oh, I got to have a cocktail, got to have a shot. And it's like I'm putting that on myself all the time. So it's like I lost like 12, 13 pounds exercising like a crazy person, basically starving myself.
Right.
No carbs, no sugar, no dairy, but I would still have a couple of drinks every night, rain or shine. Like I'd still have, 2 martinis. Because I'm like, I deserve this. It's a reward.
Yeah, I worked so hard
Reward
today.
Your vice.
You know, and it's
Yes.
like I was overseeing 30 employees, businesses, cancellations, and I'm like, well, I deserve this. Adults drink. This is what adults do. I don't have a problem with alcohol. It's like I made all these excuses that I genuinely
Like
believe.
rationalizing yourself.
Yes, and then when I continued to do that, but stop the alcohol, that's when the weight fell off, if you will say.
Wow.
You know, but like keep in mind, I was working out 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dieting, but the alcohol is what
Made
really
the huge difference for you.
And anybody who's done a weight loss journey knows, like
Yeah.
when you cut out alcohol, that's when it's like, damn.
Yeah.
That's when you see the
Really?
difference. Because I mean, and I know you wouldn't know.
I still don't drink,
He
but
doesn't
like,
drink. I
know.
but I'm assuming, like, I know that, like, especially when people drink like more sugary drinks, how fattening they are because people are always like, oh my god, like all these calories, I'm drinking my calories.
Yes, and the
like that's
alcohol
always a
blows.
the
thing.
alcohol blows.
Yes,
It's
that's
no
like a thing.
joke.
Does alcohol give you anxiety?
Oh, girl, I didn't think it
gives me
did.
Anxiety. I didn't either, but
I'm
figured
terrified
it out.
to drink again. I'm terrified.
yeah.
I don't know when or if I ever will because I'm just
Right.
like, my 1 year is next month.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing. Congratulations.
And everyone's like, are you going? Thank you. And everyone's like, are you going to drink on July 29th? Because that's my 1 year. And I'm like, no, I don't even
You're
know
like,
if
bitch,
I'll
I
ever
want my
drink
chip.
again.
Give me my goddamn chip. What do you mean?
I don't know if I'll ever drink again because I'm just like terrified.
Yeah.
And for that, like I lived in a constant state of anxiety and I thought that was just my anxiety. But now I look back and I'm like, I think I was on that vicious cycle of alcohol causing anxiety.
Yeah.
And I just didn't realize it because I was just drinking to cope with it. It was dark.
It is. It's
Well-
just, but it's a cycle. That's the sad part. Is that like you drink to not be anxious, but the drinking's making you anxious. So it's like this constant wheel of like, oh, I'm numbing myself, but at the end of the day, you're not really numbing yourself. You're just like causing anxieties in different ways, but not
Exactly.
what you think you're numbing yourself for.
100%.
Like it's manifesting in other different ways.
And then you're
100%.
hungover, and then the only way to cure the hangover is to have another drink.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh my God, goodbye. One thing I don't miss is hangovers. Oh my God.
Yeah, those are the devil. That's literally why I'll go out and get drunk like 2 nights out of the year because of the hangovers. I would drink more. I really would. I have a great time whenever I drink.
Yeah.
I also this year I cut out like having like 1 or 2 drinks at events like completely because it was just stupid
Yeah.
for me. Like it doesn't do anything. Like why am I having this?
And you're never drink fucked up at events. Like
No,
we
never.
talked
So
about
I'm like,
this.
why am I having this one drink? Like, I don't even want the alcohol. So I cut that out this year, but I'll still go out and have fun with my friends. But the hangovers are the reason. Like, babes, like I can do it like once or twice a year, but I'm weak.
Oh,
I'm
no.
weak.
It's awful.
They're awful. I
Like,
can't.
I see these girls, like these young girls out on TikTok. Okay, like Alex
Oh,
Earl,
girl.
how is she functioning? Like, God bless.
Youth.
I miss it.
Youth.
Like,
Youth.
I miss
It's
being
her
so
youth.
young that you can just do
She's
that.
so young. And go
Girl.
and get up and go again. I miss it too.
Baby, I fall now and I'm like, ow.
I'm down for a week.
Baby, I'm down.
I'm down
Trust
for a
and believe.
week.
If I sneeze wrong, I'm throwing something out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally sneezed the other day in the wrong position and I was like, ow. Fuck. Like it was bad.
No, trust me, I'm right there with you. I used to just be able to function so well being so hungover, and now, before I quit drinking, a bad hangover would put me down for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Oh yeah. It's so not, worth
thinking
it.
straight, just like
In a fog, like a
In a
haze.
fog.
Goodbye.
Okay,
Oh, I couldn't
so
imagine.
next question.
Speaking of
hangovers, I'm just kidding, not hangovers. But speaking of your businesses, let's dive into and talk about you closed all 3 businesses. So you went from 3 businesses to no businesses. What is that like? What have you learned? Tell us about that
Why'd you do it?
experiences. Why'd you do it? What is the
I was
experience?
like, I'm curious. I was like, why'd you do that? Like, why do you close your businesses?
Okay, so it's a very simple answer. I closed my businesses because I was so severely depressed.
Yeah.
It was the main contributor to me drinking, to my unhealthy lifestyle. It was so depressing. And the biggest piece of it that is so hard to admit and say out loud is I was not meant to be a boss. Like I was not meant to be a CEO. When I was designed, that was not God's intention for me.
Do you feel like you weren't meant to be a CEO and maybe one day you're meant to be one, or are you just kind of like,
no, I never want to be a CEO.
I love
ever.
that for you.
Ever. And now I know, and I've learned, and I'm so grateful that at, in my young 30s, I know that. But, and it's like so difficult because, obviously I was like one of the OGs, right? On YouTube. And it's like, that's just kind of like what we did. It's like, oh my God, she's going to launch her own brand one day. And that was always my dream. Like even when I was broke as hell with no YouTube in sight, before that even became a thing, like I dreamt about how cool it would be to create my own makeup. I did not dream about managing people.
Oh,
I did not dream.
Right.
I'm sorry. Like
that's
I did
like
not.
creating the
worst
makeup
part.
is like this much of owning a business. And then the rest of it is just
The
a crapshoot.
paperwork.
The
and just
POs.
the POs and the ROI and the investments. It's just like, oh my, and it's so much. And then it's like right now in the moment, you're already working on, winter of next year, and you can't even live in the moment. You can't celebrate your accomplishments because you're already over there. And it's like, there's just so much that went, there's so much that I did not dream about. And once I opened up my businesses, I was like, I think I just thought it was going to be like a dreamland. And I don't want to name names. I'm not going to, but I've talked to so many other people who do what we do in this industry, and they're just like, girl, this is fucking miserable. Why did I start a business? Like this is, because, and I think a lot of us, such as myself, the OGs kind of got pushed into it.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's
Or
just
you're
like-
almost expected to do it.
And
Yeah.
then,
It's like your trajectory.
yes, and we were making so much money, and our collaborations were going so well. So it's like, obviously I'm going to invest in myself.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because you're
Right. Best
making these
investment.
other businesses multimillionaires, but not so much yourself, but like they're eating all of your profits from your name. So it's like it only makes sense to do it
Plus
yourself.
collabs. You do collabs because like you maybe can come out with your own brand, and like
And
that's
then
what
the
gives you that
collabs
thing.
were the teaser.
Yeah.
Because
The teaser.
the collabs made me feel like, oh, I can do anything, because all I had to do was the product portion. And the product portion is what you dream about. It's so much fun, like creating.
Because that's
all
all
of the-
you do pretty much with the collab. Just
Yeah.
the easy
You do
part.
the easy part.
The product portion, working with Becca and working with Sigma and all my collaborations
Yes.
and Morphe, like, oh my God, it's such a good time. You get to sit in the lab and just be like, I love this, I want this a little bit warmer, I want this a little bit more cool tone. And it's
Yep.
like, that's it, thanks so much, bye.
Yep.
God bless. I'll do that
Oh,
forever.
God bless.
Delusion.
Delusions
Oh
of
my
grandeur.
gosh, but it was just so, you get pulled in so many directions, and then you're being taken away from content because it's like office days, nonstop
That
office days.
kills me. It kills me.
And then your followers miss you, and then it's like, okay, and then you only get on to sell something, and then it's like, okay, Jaclyn QVC, thanks for coming back just to
Right.
sell us another product. And it's like, and then I had 3 businesses, so it's like I had to launch every week.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're having to sustain the 3 businesses.
It was so much.
But then you're too depressed to make other content not about your businesses because you're like obligated to do what you have to do for the businesses.
So
it's just really,
depressed.
again, it's like a weird vicious cycle.
Yeah.
With like
And-
even having a brand.
And it's this is such a sensitive subject for me, but I'll talk about it without crying, and that's gonna be like a green
feat.
check mark
Yes.
for me, because I'm not gonna cry. But it came to the point where I was just so depressed and so miserable. My older brother, he's the one who was just like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, here you are, you're getting married, okay? You're entering this new chapter of your life. My family just loves and adores Jordan so much. Like, he came in genuinely as like my partner, right?
Yeah.
He's like, thinking about you and Jordan getting married, like, take everything out of it. Don't think about taking care of your family. Don't think about what the internet's gonna say about you. Like, take all, like, fuck everything except for what do you want? It's like the scene in The Notebook.
No, literally, what do you want?
What do you want?
And when my brother came to me and said that, he's like, because if I were you, I would just want to quit it all. I'd want to walk away.
Wow.
And I just sat in that and soaked in that thought, like, what is it that I want? Because the thing that, my driver was always taking care of my friends and family. I've always
Absolutely.
hired people and created positions for people, and I've always wanted to take care of everybody. So I'm like, okay, I got to keep this thing going, because like I want to just overpay everyone. You know what I mean? And when I finally just decided to be selfish for a second and be like, what do I want? I was like, I don't want any of this. I don't want any of it. I don't want to be a CEO. I don't care anymore if people think of me as a boss bitch or not. I'm done. I don't want this. I was so miserable. So it's like I made that decision. I stopped drinking, and then this weight came off me. And here I am, moved across the country.
Wow.
And it's just a breath of fresh air.
Honestly.
So how much happier are you now without the weight of these? I couldn't imagine, but
Girl.
Like, is it night and day?
Is it night and day?
I've never been this happy in my entire life. I feel like a kid, but like, I just like a kid that doesn't have rules. Like I get just to do whatever I want.
I love it.
I'm so
because the responsibilities
happy.
are not the same.
I'm so happy. And like also there's something to be said about the fact that being a content creator is such a big job. People are like, what are you doing for business now?
If you do
I'm
it
like,
correctly,
this is it, baby.
If you do it correctly,
that's
it
a full time.
More than 40-hour week job if it's done correctly.
It's a very successful job. It's a difficult job, but it is a job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's like, it's what I did before my businesses. And then I created businesses. And then that's when all my scandals happened. Clearly, I'm not good at it.
You're like, I suck. It's fine.
I'm fine with admitting it.
Yeah.
I can admit it. I'm not good at it.
You know,
I
I never
enjoy it.
posted my hairy lipsticks.
Oh, I love you, Laura.
I said, no.
I
I
still have mine.
Because listen,
I love you.
I don't still have
I have one.
He's over there picking.
I literally saw it. I was like,
listen, I owned a makeup business I still do, but when
yeah.
that happened, I owned a makeup business, and I just thought if this shit happened to me, and like my fellow peers were gonna make videos to wreck my ass, like that would have broken me more than the hairy lipsticks would have broken me.
Dude.
So I said, I'm literally throwing them in the trash, and I'm not addressing it, I'm not talking about it, I'm not showing it, I'm not magnifying it, I'm not finding hairs in it. I'm respecting a female business owner, because if this shit happened to me, I just pray that my peers would just like have that respect and not take the bite.
Thank you. You have no idea how much that means to
Oh,
me.
I know exactly what that means to you, because when I saw it happening, I was like, "What? This sucks."
yeah,
like,
it sucks.
This
Well, I mean,
sucks.
we've experienced things.
That have gone awry, you know, in creating product. And so I was just like, I'm going to do unto her as I would pray someone would do unto me.
Yes. And what's crazy is that there were several different people who made videos about me during the lipsticks. And
Baby, they come out the woodworks.
they came out of the woodwork and they got a lot of views and a lot of attention. And then they come back into my DMs like in the last couple of years, like, oh, we should hang out. And I'm like, I will not forget what you did.
Ever.
I won't forget.
Ever.
Like that. Oh,
Forgiven, never forgotten.
Yeah, it was hard. That was the hardest thing I've ever been through my entire life, ever.
Yeah.
Through like the loss that I've been through and the deaths and everything. That my lipstick scandal was the hardest thing I've ever been through.
Can relate.
I appreciate
Can
people
relate.
like you
Can relate.
so
Can
much.
relate.
Can relate.
I know
truly.
you can.
Well, that's I always feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's almost kinship with a lot of creators who have been through really big situations or cancellations or something. And like, I might not relate 100% on like the situations, because everyone's situations is different. But you can relate on the way of like everyone feeling like the world's against you and what happens to them.
The world goes against them. Millions of people go against you. Everybody in the world is against you. And that feeling is a feeling.
It's a crazy feeling. And you can't feel it.
You know what it feels like to me is like when you're a little kid and you're sitting on your bed and your mom comes in, your dad comes in, and they're upset with you and they're reprimanding you and you're just like, oh my God, and you feel like the world's biggest piece of shit.
Yep.
It feels like that, except you have like 6,000 people in your bedroom. Like just all
6,000? No.
reprimanding you.
Hundreds of
1
thousands.
million.
Hundreds of thousands.
1 million. An auditorium.
It feels genuinely like you are, Megan Fox was talking about it on the Call Her Daddy pod about how like if you were to see a woman getting beat up on the side of the road, your instant instinct would be run over and like help her. But instead online, the instant instinct is to just run over and join in. And that's how it feels. Like it just feels like the whole world is just beating you up. And in the moment, like you look back at how you handle all of these cancellations, if you will, and it's never how you would have liked to handle it, right?
In your sane mind.
In your sane mind.
Me right here.
In that moment, you cannot think.
You're not well.
For me, I just always relied on everybody else. Like, tell me what to do. What do I do? Because it's like, it's just so hard. It's like, there's no lessons to learn in the moment.
No.
You learn your lessons after it's over.
Yes.
Well, when you're in the flames of it too, like you don't want to stoke the flame, because at the end of the day, like you're on fire. And saying anything just blows wind on that fire. But you don't realize it. You don't realize it at the time, because how I always see it too, like dealing with cancellations, when you're a creator who has a lot going on and something like that happens, your world stops and you're like, I don't even know what to do, because I've been so focused on this, and this. How am I supposed to focus on this and what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yep.
How?
Yep.
How am I supposed to do that? I don't even know how. I can't manage this.
Yep.
Especially like back then, like, so I feel like we were like one of the first in the beauty community to be canceled.
The big ones.
And the big ones in the beauty.
Paul, we were the first ones
And the
in beauty
beauty?
to get it. Logan Paul was the first one to
Like,
get
big,
it.
big. That was
like
crazy.
the Suicide
Like,
Forest.
yes.
We came in hot like a year after him with
And
like the
beauty.
second biggest, and we were in beauty.
Yeah.
And so it was like fresh.
We didn't
and
know what
new.
to
You
do.
were pretty new too. Like it was still pretty
Oh, yeah,
fresh.
no.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's
was
fresh.
like there was like a
It was the year
crack in,
after.
there was like a crack in the earth when you guys
Yeah.
went through
Baby.
your
Oh, a
scandal.
crack.
2018 and then
It was
2019
like-
was the big scandal again.
Earth.
And then 2020, another huge scandal. So it's like,
I'm getting goosebumps.
no,
right
literally,
now. I'm
because
like
it's so
reliving it.
crazy.
Like,
Because it's like we did, but that's what I'm saying is like we don't like you don't know what to do in those moments because you just want to make things better and you want people to
You
understand
can't.
where you're coming from, but
They don't want to.
And
They
it's
don't
so
want to
hard because
understand.
at the end of the day, like we're all good people, right?
Right.
And that's something that I had to work through for so long to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you are a good person.
Oh my God.
Because I lost myself to the media for such
Me
a long
too.
time
Me
that
too.
I didn't even know who I was. Like,
Me
who
too.
am I? I don't know. I don't know what I stand for. I don't know who I am at this point, right? So it's like I finally can look in the mirror and be like, you are a good person, and anything that you're gonna get canceled for is a mistake that you made because you're human.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Like I'm not gonna get canceled for doing something genuinely fucked up because I'm
Right.
not
Yeah.
a fucked up person. Like I'm a good person with good intentions, and I'm gonna make mistakes. It's just my mistakes are gonna be magnified because of the fact that I'm
on my
followers.
presence.
Totally.
Same
Yep.
with you, and so it was so hard to watch you guys go through what you went through because here, like people like me know you're good people, and it's like this is oh my god. And
cra-
I almost
it's all
want to like go into
intention.
all those people's lives who are talking their shit and be like,
What have
I
y'all
want,
done?
I want to know what your boss thinks
By the
about
way,
you.
yeah.
baby,
What do your
please.
coworkers
Yeah.
think about you?
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. It's so.
It's like
So
we
true.
could all be canceled, right?
Everyone on this earth, anyone even watching right now, I'm like, I'm sure you've done things that if they were
Yes.
magnified would not be seen as okay.
We've all been assholes. We've all made mistakes.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
It's so true. It's so
Yes.
normal. And it's like, you don't, at the time, I feel like I for sure felt like I was losing myself at the time because I was canceled for being like a bad friend.
I know.
And like people were like, oh my God, you're just a bad friend. And I was literally like, am I a bad friend? So then you go into like a deep like wormhole of like, who am I as a friend?
Yep.
Like, am I a good person? Like, did I hurt this person? Why did I hurt them? And then you start to like really start to go literally crazy. And then I went to therapy too because I was like, baby,
So hard.
is something wrong with me?
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like, there's not, but then there's like things you could have done better in situations.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which you learn
And then
along the way.
And then you learn how to take accountability for the things that you do need to take accountability
Absolutely.
for. But in the moment, you
You
don't even know
cannot.
what
You
what am I
cannot.
accountable for?
I mean, they're coming at you at all
You're
angles.
trying to put the fires. You're like, oh my god.
Where's this rain?
I'm accountable. Okay. No,
I'm
seriously.
like, I'll deal with me later. Like,
so
that's what you
true.
do.
God.
So
You
true.
deal with the inside later, but you're like, I'm just trying to, because the thing is, you build this world, and you're so scared it's taken away so quickly.
I know.
Like,
You lose it overnight in a
Lose it overnight.
cancellation too. And I will say, like you were saying, like your fears and doubts and your demons dealing with the aftermath was like, I am a good person. You know, just because people online have told me for years and years I'm not, I am a good person. Mine was not being worthy. So because I was like, I got canceled for this, so I'll never get this opportunity. I'll never be able to
Right.
do this. I'll never be able to do that. I'm like,
yes,
no, oh my God, so many amazing things have happened in my career, and I was so dead wrong about
Yeah.
all of that. I really was.
really
No, and you
Like,
literally are
I
like
was so
even
wrong.
better now.
But my big thing was like I didn't feel worthy anymore. I was like, well, I'm trash of the internet. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm deemed in. I'm just thrown in, and I'm just trash of the internet. And I'm never gonna get cool opportunities anymore. And then it took some time.
Yep.
You know, it took some
it takes time.
time.
I mean,
It
But
does.
It,
It
takes
does
time.
take time.
It takes time. And honestly, my manager and team told me that. They were like, you're literally fucking killing it. And like, it just takes time. And like, and now like I've had some of the best, coolest opportunities. Like Dr. Pepper worked with me. Dr. Pepper didn't work with
That's
me before
crazy.
I was canceled.
No.
That happened after. You know what I mean? So
I
it's like,
know.
I've had some of the coolest moments of my entire career happen to me after cancellation. So, but my big thing, like you were saying, like I'm a good person. Mine was like not feeling worthy. It's crazy.
Which is so sad.
It's
we all
so
have our
sad.
thing. We all have
Yeah,
that thing that we
have a
feel like
thing
to
that
your core
you
that
carry
you whole
with
latch
you.
onto. That you're like,
Yeah.
am I a good person? Am I a good friend? Am I worthy? Like you have these like one things that become like, oh my God, it's giving me inside out where like a core thing happens.
Literally.
And literally,
Subcon-
I'm like a subconscious belief.
It's
Like
a
you
subconscious
subconsciously believe that, and then you
belief.
have to rework.
You have to rewire.
Yeah, you have to rewire yourself to be like, no,
After
I'm
it.
not, and you have to
I
like
know.
constantly
Yeah.
work at that. And it's crazy, but I agree. Like we have all done amazing things post.
Every one of us.
100%.
All of
Every one
us.
Every one of us.
100%.
Like that's so cool. Like
Uh-huh.
that we've been able to learn from things. And like, what do you feel like has been one of your biggest life lessons post cancellation? What have you feel like you've learned?
Okay, so that's such an amazing question because okay, here we go. I'm gonna get deep, but like I was just saying, you don't learn anything in the moment,
Yeah,
right?
you
There is
don't.
there is no lesson to be learned in the middle of a cancellation.
Nope.
You know, it's like, oh my
It's
god,
fight or flight.
It's
You're just
It's
trying
fight or
to
flight.
you're trying to stay afloat in water.
Yes.
You're drowning. You're trying to stay
Yes.
afloat.
Yes. So the biggest life lesson that I learned amidst my cancellations that I say I apply to myself on a weekly basis is genuinely how to love myself. And I know that sounds corny.
Not at all.
But in those moments, you've got one of two things. You either have people who are like your friends who become instant yes men, or you have people who hate you and are going to hate you no matter what. So it's like you've got people telling you you're a piece of shit and how awful you are. And then you've got people who are like, fuck them, you're amazing, you can do anything. And it's like neither of those things are really helpful. So it's
100%.
like amidst anything now that I go through, big or small, I've learned how to stop and check in and be like, I don't need the opinions of even Jordan. Like,
Right.
what is my opinion? How do I feel about this decision that I made? How because tonight I'm sleeping with me. These strangers on the internet, they're not getting in my bed and sleeping with me.
Right.
They don't even know me.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, how do I feel about this? Does this align with my moral compass? And if the answer is yes, then I don't really care what the internet has to say.
There you go.
And
That's
that's
such an
it.
awesome lesson. That's actually like a lesson in one of my self-development books. It talks about being able to validate your own feelings without needing other people to validate them for you. Like, I feel this way about the situation, so I don't think I'm going to talk to her anymore. What do you think? It's like, no, you have to get to a place where you're like, this doesn't align with my moral compass. This person, you know, or whatever the situation may be, and be able to stand strong in your decisions, your feelings, and what you're going to have in and out of your life.
And that's
Ooh,
that.
that shit's hard too. As a growing up people pleaser, that shit's hard.
Oh, it's hard.
Because like I've gotten into that in the past several years, being like, no, I'm gonna think what I think, and I don't care what anyone thinks about what I think.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to learn that lesson when you've grown up, like let's say a certain way, or like
it's
you
It's like
want validation,
It's trusting your
own
intuition,
shit.
trusting your own feelings. It's such a hard thing to do, but it's so important in growth.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, you can't grow without it.
And anything can be done and anything can be said with love, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
I love you, but no.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. Oh, and I love to do that.
Yeah.
I love to be like, listen, but I love you. But I love you, and I'm telling you this with love.
Jaclyn's
telling
like,
the
I
tea.
find it very interesting that you're a people pleaser with everyone but me.
Jaclyn's like, when have you
Jaclyn's like,
pleased
you
me?
have never people
When
pleased
have
me.
you pleased me?
You have never people pleased me.
Manny's the realest we got. I love it so much.
Manny's a people pleaser until it comes to
I mean,
Jaclyn.
shit. When I sent you voice notes one night last year, I just straight up was like, "Do you think I should check out Jaclyn Cosmetics?"
It's true. It's true. She literally did.
And
She
he
literally
was
did.
like, yes.
I go, this is a big topic for me. I'm like, this is like a big undertaking here for my opinion.
You sent me such a long voice note about Jaclyn Cosmetics, and what you said was so good.
Oh,
Because at
thank
that
you.
point, I was doing so much soul searching, but I was like, you know what? I just want to kind of know, like, what do other people in my industry think of my cosmetic line? Like, I was so curious because there was, you know, so much conversation online. Like, she doesn't really own it, and it's, I don't know, it's like it's everywhere, right? And I'm like,
Right.
okay, but what does someone like Manny think, who like knows me well enough to know? You
Especially
know?
like as a brand owner. I also own a brand, so it's like kind of like I
And
feel
you
like it's
own-
good.
And the way you've done your brand has been so wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, it's just like there's no complaints. Your product is amazing. Your launches that you do, you know, they're perfectly separated. Your packaging is gorgeous. Like, you've just done such a great job at your brand. So I really value your opinion, and you were just so straight up and honest with me, just like, hey, here's the tea, great product, but it looks like shit online.
I was like, what did I say
It's just
again?
like the narrative around your brand is not it, and I don't think it ever will be. And I was like, period. That's exactly what I think. I feel like no matter how hard I work to change the narrative of Jaclyn Cosmetics,
What happened was so big, it just like pummeled
It's
it.
hard. Like when you have a strike that strong against you, people will not be able to ever look past the strike. That's the hard part. And even though
It's true.
you didn't purposely put fucking hairs and lipsticks, like you didn't do that. But the thing is,
refunded everyone.
No,
You were in the lab, right? You were in the
like
literally.
concocting,
Jaclyn was
like no, she's like this.
I know. I'm like, guys,
But again, your intention
yes.
is what's important, and you did not intend for that to happen, and it was a mistake, but you move on from it. But the thing is, sometimes it's hard for people to move on from big mistakes.
100%.
People have left us in the dust when we made bigger mistakes, and they're like,
Absolutely.
well, we just don't fuck with it anymore. And like, you know what? That's your prerogative, but I can't change what you think of me.
Yeah.
I can only live my life. I can only live my life.
100%.
RuPaul says this saying where she says,
Them bitches ain't paying your bills. Pay them bitches no mind.
and
Period.
well, one, that she says that, and two, she says,
May said, that's not the
I was
one.
like, that's not the one.
That's not
I'm
the
fine.
one.
I'm fine. No, she says, other people's opinion of me is none of my business.
That's true.
Period.
And I literally was
I
like,
love it.
RuPaul,
Yes.
And this is why I'm
I love
obsessed
I guess
with you.
technically the audience is paying your bills. So
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe not that one. Maybe not that one.
Next, I'm gonna leave that to Ruth.
I'm like, maybe not. I was like, support lunarbeauty.com. Not that one.
Link in
but
bio.
like it's true. Like when other people think of you, it really is not your concern because you
No.
can't change their opinions.
Right.
No, and also like we only have one life to live. Like
So-
Diva.
I don't get to have a redo. Like this is it.
And already
5
burnt,
seconds ago, we were younger than we are
and I
now.
literally already
so
burned through my 20s. The 20s got burnt.
Gone.
Burnt.
Gone.
And like I am not gonna live my life worried about people's
No.
opinions who don't know me. It's
No.
like I am a good person. I'm trying my hardest. If I would have known there was fuzzies in my lipsticks, they wouldn't have been launched. Period. I
Period.
refunded.
Is that fucking
The end.
simple?
I refunded $3 million. Not one
Wow.
penny went in my pocket. Period. Moving on. Like you don't think that? ate
Baby,
me
I'm
up at night?
gonna be real with you. I probably would have closed the door right then and there.
I said, you know what? I'm taking it.
You know what?
Close.
I'm gonna take this L.
I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna take the.
I probably would've
I'm gonna take the L. I'm gonna
honestly-
take the check, and I'm gonna close.
I would have closed that goddamn door.
I'm gonna take that 3M though.
Turn the
I know.
lock.
I'm gonna take that.
But I will
3
take that 3M.
No, refunded everyone.
It's so
and said-
hard. It's so hard. All you can do is do your best.
Yep.
And people, I think, especially like, okay, I'm not. Let me put this down.
Yeah.
When we started, especially, I mean, even more so you than us, but when we started, it wasn't a career. Being a YouTuber, being
Yeah.
an influencer, it wasn't a thing. This year is my 10 years on YouTube. Oh my God, this June. This month is my 10 years on YouTube, 11 years on Instagram.
I'm trying to think.
How long have you been on?
I started as soon as I turned 21, and I'm turning 34.
Yeah, 13 years.
So 13 years for me.
13.
Yeah.
I'm 12
so
years.
when we did this for that long,
No, I'm 11 years. I'm 11 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys are both 2 years behind me.
13. No, he's
I'm-
3 years
I'm
behind.
3 years.
I'm 2 years
Okay,
behind
okay,
you.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
but like, again, when we started back then, it wasn't this type of, I'm going to make so much money from this
Oh,
career.
no,
it was
never.
like, I'm just trying to find a community that can understand where I'm coming from. Me specifically talking about myself, like growing up religious, growing up Mormon, I was like, I need to find something that I can feel like myself.
I love that.
You know, that was my one thing. So then I did it, and then the career happened, and I took reins of it, but I wasn't prepared for it. So we, a lot of times, are not always going to be prepared for the craziness that happens with being an influencer or being a creator.
100%.
Especially starting back then, I was not prepared for that at all. I was not prepared for what was thrust upon me. I just took advantage of the opportunity. But to think that we're not going to make mistakes along the way when we were not trying to do this in the first place is crazy.
100%. And not to mention, like, there's something to be said for the fact that when you are a celebrity, when you're an actress, you have media training. We were literally just normal
Baby in the room.
People with a camera.
That
People with a
is
camera.
it. Like when I started YouTube,
And a box light.
I could name the other girls doing their thing on 1 or 2 hands. That was it. Everyone made fun of me. Everybody was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I was just like, I just think it's so cool that
fun.
people are doing makeup online. Like this is so neat. And it wasn't until I had been doing it for a few months that I got an email from Google AdSense saying you're eligible to make money on ads. And I was like, you can make money? Like panicked,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's like it was like such a crazy thing. And I remember my first paycheck, $300, and I had been doing it for like almost a year.
Yeah.
And it was like
That's how it was. And you would get free product, no paid
Yep.
sponsorship.
No,
They would
that was
send
the
you
thing.
some product and PR, and like that was the price.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with the fact that it's now a business for people, and that's why
Totally.
they get it started. It's all got to start somewhere, right? But it's like we were there in the beginning when it actually started, and it was just a genuine love for makeup. It was not like, oh, I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna make tons of money, and I'm gonna have thousands
Go on
and millions
brand
of followers.
trips
Nope.
and no,
That was
never.
a thing.
Prepared for that shit. Like,
Had no
hello, I
idea.
was homeschooled. I barely got my GED. I don't have media training. I don't know how to handle these situations.
Yeah.
So here we are, boom, like millions of eyes
Thrust
on
upon
you.
it.
Oh
And
my
it's,
God.
it's hard. It's hard to navigate. So it's like, I think that people, when they realize that, they give more grace because it's
Yeah.
like, babe, you were just thrown into the wolves. And yeah,
Yes.
you took advantage of an opportunity because you knew what it was worth.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we're always prepared for everything that comes with it.
100%.
It's like you said, starting a brand. I was doing collabs all the time. Thought that was sickening. Starting a brand, I'm like, damn, this is really hard. You're not prepared for how hard having a brand is. It's hard. It's hard work.
It is so much
A
hard
blessing,
work.
but it's fucking hard.
But like I look to people like Kim Kardashian. I don't care what people have to say about her. People
Diva.
are, oh, she's not famous for a reason. I don't care. Shh. She is such a hard worker.
Oh, the hardest worker.
Yes.
I look. I
Did you
had.
see how many photo shoots she's in and how many launches they do? You know it has to, you know she has to be
Dude.
there.
I cannot.
I
I cannot
cannot.
handle
The work
it.
ethic is shocking.
She loves money way more than me.
Well,
I,
me-
maybe.
I thought, I'm like, I love being a businesswoman. No, 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 no.
1,000%. And like on top of it, I was doing a photo shoot at Milk Studios in the beginning of last year, and Skims had they had the little, not the little, God, it was huge, but they had the room next to us, and Kim was there. It was not any big crazy
Oh, yeah.
campaign, just a normal Skims campaign.
But she
And
was in it.
there overseeing it, and I'm like, this bitch is going to her
crazy?
shoots. Is she sleeping? Like, I mean, God bless people like her with that work ethic. Like, and I had an episode of Kardashians, which was like playing on Hulu a couple days ago, and I overheard her say that she wants to start 2 new business. She has 2 new business ideas, and I was just like, I mean, damn.
I'm tired for her.
I'm
gonna
exhausted.
be real. I'm exhausted.
I'm like, and now she's acting. She's an attorney now.
Kim is honestly inspiration because you gotta think
She
about
is.
it. Look how many times she's been like canceled, how much shit she's
I
gone through.
know.
Think about that. And then
I
she's
know.
like, I have more businesses coming. So see you
Period.
soon.
It's insane. I'm over here just like going on my daily walks.
You're like, I love my walk.
Rehabilitating.
I'm on my hot girl walk.
Trying to walk, get some
Literally,
air.
We are 2 different people. I have so much respect for the hustle, though.
Built
It's so
different.
hard.
It's
Built
truly-
different. You have a different respect for it because you've been on the end of things.
Yes.
People that sit down and work their 9 to 5s and they're not like the head of a business and haven't gone through all these trials and tribulations of it. They're like whore.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. They're literally like,
That's a lazy whore.
you just slept with Ray
That's
J.
a rich, lazy whore.
Yeah.
I've forgotten that.
No,
That's
I mean, like that's one of the things that like made her pop in too. I was like, people
Ray
they
J.
just don't see the work.
But
And like,
us, we're like,
damn.
Damn, she works hard.
She does.
She
I mean,
does.
she works her ass
Undeniable.
off.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable.
I mean, honestly,
It
when
is.
you're your own CEO and your own entrepreneur, you're working 24/7.
Yes, correct.
Like 9 to 5, absolutely. Like that's fucking hard as fuck. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that away.
Oh, yeah.
It's just different
Hard
when
as fuck.
it's your thing, and if it fails, it's on you.
I'm
yeah.
just
So
saying.
you're killing
It's
yourself
not-
to make
it
sure it
does not
works
end.
too.
You don't know what goes into it. 9
Yeah.
to 5 can be just as hard,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you just don't know what goes into being a CEO of all these businesses until you do it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then everything in the world's on your shoulders. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying for that.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
It's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. I used to always say, like, you know, I would give my employees, they would have so much PTO, you know, and like they'd all be taking vacations, living their best life.
Not you.
Not one person would
Maybe not
email,
you.
text, nothing. Like they are out for 10 days. And then I would
And when
plan.
they're off, they're off.
Oh, they're off. I plan 1 trip a year. Okay, I'm going to be gone for 4 days, and no one can leave me alone for 4 days. And I'm just like, this is bullshit. Like, I want to take a
100%.
vacation.
No.
But there is no vacation.
That's like content
No.
creating too, kind of.
That's content creating
Because you
too.
like own your own business when you're a
Literally.
content creator. So it's like kind of the work picks up on vacation because you're about to get that content, honey.
100%. It's so true.
Sometimes I'll fight with my mom because she works with me with Lunar Beauty, and she'll literally be like, "So when you get that content up?" As like
Your own mother.
after filming like the pod all day, because she's like working with like something else, and she's like, oh well, like don't forget to film your reveal and then do some TikToks on it and then save all that, send that over to her. And I'm like, I just filmed all day.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna need everyone to not text me for the next hour.
You're a business owner, Manny.
Yeah,
Correct.
And it's the truth. And I was like, that's just what it is. It's like you're never really off because there's always something to be done to make
Always.
your business a little bit better.
Always.
And sometimes it's fucking hard.
That's so true.
It's a lot.
I'm tired.
I know. It's a lot. I'm telling you, everyone that I talk to in this industry who owns their own businesses, they're like, what are we doing?
Like this is fucking hard. I'm like, this is fucking hard.
No, I had a
It's
small
so
creator
hard.
that I'm friends with, and she came up to me. She was like, "My dream one day is to own my own business." And I looked at her. I was like,
Listen to me.
Yeah, dream differently.
"Don't you ever say that again?" But
Why is that so true,
I
you
was
guys?
like, "Listen, baby." I told her. I said, "Let me tell you something. Be careful what you wish for."
Yep.
I said, "I'm gonna take you up to the office. You can work with me for a day. You never want to start a
I was
business
gonna
again."
say it's not. It's not that.
It
It's
is
what you
not.
think it is.
It's not
and all
what you
these
think it
girls,
is.
they're like, "Are you hiring? I want to work with you." I'm like, I don't think you're gonna like the job. I don't think it's like packing.
You're like, or me. I'm
Or
a very
me.
different person when I'm in
Yeah,
the
when I have to
office.
be-
Oh yeah.
and also because I'm a small business, like truly a small business, like my employees have to wear many hats. You know what
They
I
have
mean?
to do everything.
They have to do so much more than just like one little niche job. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
my
That's how I
employees.
am,
So I'm
too.
like, also care for what you ask for there. I'm so grateful for my employees, and it's also very hard to find people to be invested in your business and care about it like you do. You know what I mean? Like that's an uphill battle in itself. But I oftentimes look at you and I'm like, must be nice, Jaclyn.
Yeah.
You're like it is.
Must be nice.
It fucking is. I was like, yeah, it's really great. Actually,
It is. It's really great. It really is.
You're like, I actually fucking love
I
it.
feel like
When you close your businesses, I wasn't like, oh, I was like, that bitch.
I was like, how dare she not be running a rat race like
How
us?
dare you not run that rat race?
I literally feel like I won the lottery right now.
Yeah,
Like
that
we'll
is.
We'll see what's to come, you know?
Totally.
And it's so funny because I was like so hated for the lipsticks, and then when I announced I was closing my brand, I got so hated for shutting down my brand.
They're like, how dare you? We love your brand.
But your under eye powders, but this, but that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I can't win, right? But
Yes.
So true.
I love creating product. I love
Yeah.
it.
Me
And
too. That's my favorite part.
It's right. It's all
That's the only
my
part I
favorite
like.
I love it, and
be
I
honest.
don't think that I've seen the end of makeup. Like
Yeah.
I would love to do more in makeup one day.
Yeah.
I would love to, but right now I need to kind of just like fully heal from my trauma.
100%.
And I know that
100%.
I do not
Enjoy
want to do
life.
it. Jaclyn Cosmetics, like
Uh-huh.
Selena Gomez, you did it.
Yeah.
Rare Beauty.
Rare Beauty
Did
is
it.
the
Sorry,
tea.
but like her coming in and being like, yes, I'm gonna create a brand with a beautiful messaging.
Yep.
It's gonna help people, and on top of it, I'm not gonna put my name in it.
Yep.
My
She
favorite thing
really
about
did
Lunar
it.
Beauty is not having my name.
100%.
And LA?
Yes.
Baby,
Yes.
it's-
Laura, we learned from Laura Lee Los
We,
Angeles.
you're like, we again. You
Yes,
learn.
yes.
We move.
It was very
That's what I'm
interesting because when I
saying.
get canceled, they were more concerned about tearing down my brand, which had absolutely
Oh, yeah.
nothing to
Nothing.
do with it. That was like the main target, which was crazy.
mean.
And it damaged Laura Lee so badly. As much as me, but it had nothing to do with it. That was like the target focal point, which was
so
very
mean.
interesting.
But they want to bring that down because
They
that's your
knew it
thing.
was something that I had, so they want to make sure and take it away from me. And I'm like, you did it.
Yeah,
so
no, it's a
mean.
truth.
That break-
But I
that
mean,
breaks
also
my
like
heart to
Jaclyn
hear that.
Cosmetics, it's your name.
Yeah.
So you get canceled for something about the lipsticks. It means it's canceling you too.
Yeah.
So there's like
Yeah.
that really like it's tough when it's your own name attached to your company. You're kind of like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, God
100%.
damn.
And then it affects not only you, but it affects your friends, your family. It's like we all
Employees,
exactly. We
everybody.
take care of so many people through these businesses and brands, and it's like it affects everybody. It's so
oh yeah,
scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Like you go through a cancellation, and it's like all your employees are looking at you like, and you're like, oh God, don't give me that
bitch,
look.
I don't know either.
Girl, we're all in the dark here.
Oh, it's so scary.
It
It's
is.
so scary.
That's the worst. It's
It
being
is.
like, fuck, I have to like. What about how am I gonna take care of everyone? Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
the
that weird
pressure.
feeling of that pressure of like, what am I gonna do?
agree
Like, how is
more.
everyone gonna be like okay? Like, how is like that's like I think the hardest part about being canceled for me
1,000,000%.
was like it's about thinking about the other people in my
Yes.
life that I'm like
Oh yes.
when
That
I
was
thought about like my
breakdown.
parents, I'm like, well, I don't want them to have to go back to working like their normal jobs. I want them to continue working with me.
Correct.
So it's like things like that. Like that's what I got scared more about than like my own thing.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yep. I
Yeah.
pulled my mom out of retail. She worked in retail after my parents went through their divorce. And I promised her, I'm like, you will never have to work again. I got you. And so through all my shit, you know, it's like I took care of my whole family, took care of friends and all of that. But it's like my mom is always the person that I'm like, I will never, like I've promised you, I will
Yes.
never make you go back to work.
Yeah.
But it's like that right there, like, yes, it comes from a sweet place in your heart, but also like you give yourself anxiety. It's
Oh,
self-inflicted panic.
Absolute 100%.
Because you're like, oh my God, it's not just me. Like,
You put that like, and the thing is like, you put that on you, and like you honestly shouldn't.
no.
Like you should not be doing that. You should not be like,
No.
because the thing is, your parents don't ask for that.
My
and I'm
mom
gonna be,
is
I'm gonna
like,
be
stop
real.
thinking about
Yep,
me.
my
And I'm
parents
like,
do the
I
same thing.
can never.
My parents
Yeah.
said the same thing. Like you cannot like do that because they don't want you to do that.
I know.
Like your parents don't want you to try to take care of them so much that you're giving yourself a literal panic attack.
I know.
But that's what I did. Like I absolutely did that. And then my parents are the ones that were like, they sat me down once after my cancellation, and I was bawling my eyes out with them.
God, I could
and
cry. I don't even know what you're about to say.
No, like, I was
But
like-
I'm like literally I just know those
no,
talks.
they literally like you know the talk well. Like
I
you know it.
the talk.
Like I was sitting down, I was crying, and they're like, well, like why are you so upset about being canceled? Like why are you so upset? I was like, because like I want to be able to keep doing this. Like I want to be able to keep doing. I can't keep taking care of you guys. Like that was like one of the first things that comes out, and they're like, we can go back to work.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, they're like, we loved our job before. Like we love working with you, but we loved work. We could take care of you. You don't have to even work.
Your parents are such good people.
They're amazing people. Like they're
I've always-
truly.
your mom
Good.
and dad are so sweet, and your mom's so hot.
Oh, she's
Your mom is
gorge.
gorge.
My dad's a cutie too. Like
Your
I have
dad's
a
a
very cute
cutie
family.
patootie.
Yeah,
You
they're
do.
adorable.
Yeah.
They're all really
Do,
cute.
and I just love them. They're so sweet.
They're
They
sweet. They're
are.
like they really are like the best people in the whole world.
They
and so
are.
because of that, it makes me want to take care of them more. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because I'm like,
course.
well, you guys gave me everything.
Of course.
I want to give you everything.
Like my mom bought me my first camera. She bought me my first light.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like, okay, I literally would not have started this if it wasn't for you. She was the only person. Her and my really good friend Micah,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, do it, film yourself, record yourself doing your makeup. I'm like, this is so humiliating, and they were the ones that were like,
Pushing you to do
post
it.
it, do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, I will always love you, always take care of you.
Little
Yeah.
did you know. Little did you know the world.
we are.
And here we are.
And it turns into this literal cluster. It's crazy. Literally 10 years later.
Snowball.
11 years later.
I know.
It's crazy how it
It's
just
crazy,
snowballs.
you guys. It really is.
What do
Okay,
you
no, you go.
No, you know, I was gonna say. Well, I was like, with everything going on, I was like, what do you see happening for like the future? You like, do you feel like
Children and
like,
babies.
yeah, I was like, do you feel like that's
yeah.
in the line of sight?
Oh, yes.
Soonish.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Very soon.
I would like it to be very soon.
Nice.
Yes. I would love to have babies as soon as possible.
Oh, that's
Wow, I love that.
I know.
So Jordan and I never really knew if I wanted to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met Jordan, it was like this instant thing. Just like, I want to have his kids so bad. And this is hilarious. Oh my God, this is so stupid. But I got pissed at him when we had been dating for 6 weeks. Because I was like, I want to get pregnant.
At 6 weeks. You're like, how dare you not
He
want to
said
have
she
my
has to be
child?
stopped.
Yeah.
6 weeks. And he was like, I would love to have kids with you one day, but I think right now we should just like continue dating and enjoying each other. And I was like,
6 weeks in.
and I was like, you don't want me to have your babies? I got pissed at him 6 weeks in.
Wow.
So like I knew immediately I wanted to have kids with him and I wanted to start a family, and it's super, super important to him. He wants to be a dad. He wants to have a big family. I'm like, whoa, I'm 33.
You're like, let's. What do you mean?
We'll see what happens. But now it's like women are having, we're doing life differently now.
I love it though. I
Yes.
literally love it.
I love it because I always feel like people say, this is a hot take, but like older people say youth is wasted on the young. And I'm like, no, I think that you guys just didn't live your youth right.
Yeah.
Because now we're doing things differently, and women are now, like one of my really good friends, she just had her second baby. She's 42 years old.
Yeah.
She's thriving. She's loving
Super
it.
normal.
She's
Like,
like, no
great.
regrets. She's like, my life is perfect. This is it. It's amazing, right? Healthy kids, everything's great. But it's like, I think that now we are starting to like prioritize work and fun
Yeah.
and creating a balance
As
for
we
ourselves.
should.
100%, as it should be.
I told my gyno
Yes.
whenever I saw her last, I was like, I'm getting old. I haven't had kids. The woman laughs at me and goes, I don't have any pregnant women in their 20s anymore as patients. Only you 30.
Stop.
Yes.
I love it.
She literally,
I love
I was
that.
like, oh my God, I'm already 35. And she's like, I don't have any 20-year-olds anymore. They don't get pregnant at 20 anymore. They live
Isn't
life.
that-
They're all in
I'm
your age.
obsessed
Like,
with
this
that.
is the new 20.
Yep.
Like, this
It's
is it. She was like, my
so-
patients are in their late 30s and early 40s now, ma'am.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I got pregnant at the age that like my sister-in-law did, I'm like, I would have like a 13-year-old right now. It's crazy. Oh, I know.
It just seems so hard. Like, I can't
I know.
imagine doing this job.
I can't
absolutely
And
not.
also having a
imagine.
kid.
I can't.
Not through what I went through.
No, that's, yeah.
No, we can do
yeah.
that.
Oh my
But
God.
with a kid?
Oh my gosh,
With
maybe it
a
would have been good for
child?
me. Maybe it would have put things in perspective, you know? But like, I just
100%.
cannot imagine.
I think life just happens, but like I can't imagine not doing the things I did in my 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I
Totally.
mean? Like I can't imagine those not having those experiences and like those youthful moments and those nights and that freedom that I've had throughout. Like I
100%.
could never imagine losing that. So
I know.
like,
Me either.
you know,
The timing is right. Do you and Tyler want to have a family?
we talk about all the time, but
Yeah.
we're still like up in the air with it.
like
to
a
be
teeter,
honest
a
with you,
teeter.
we're still a teeter.
Yeah.
We're a teeter, if you will.
But I think that that's really cool that like you're not allowing pressure to come in and like push you one way or the other, right?
LA
and, like,
really
and you're not
helps.
romanticizing it either.
No.
Dude.
LA
know?
really helps though because
Yeah.
like as you'll see here, no one here, you know, it's old, like you have your kids like later in life here, so it like helps so much, you know.
Yeah.
I've also seen a lot of like, I think because of TikTok now and social media in general, like people are showing what it's really like having kids and like
Oh,
real
so
pregnancy
true.
is like,
So
and like
true.
I almost feel like for a long time it was so romanticized, like you were saying, and glorified, and it's like not everyone has that experience, and I think that people are kind of like, you know what, maybe that's not for me. Maybe having kids is not
100%.
for me, and it's like people didn't think that way as much back then because you never saw
was like
the other
expected.
side.
It
It was
was
expected. It was just an
expected.
expectation.
Yep.
But it's kind
I'm
of like,
so
it's nice.
A lot of women are just expected to have kids. I was expected to start a business.
No, literally.
Having children in my 20s, I started a business and then I shut them down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just I watched my sister and my sister-in-law have kids, and I was around for like their newborn stage,
Yeah.
all of it. And
Ciao.
I saw the fights. I'm like, let me just me and Jordan talk about it. I'm like, you have to be such a strong couple to have kids.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
If you've got issues in your
Honey,
marriage,
if there's
because I
any
saw it.
crack.
if there's any
Goodbye.
cracks, baby, the cracks are gonna be busted wide open.
It's gonna be a tremor, a sarcasm
People think
even.
babies put the Band-Aid over the cracks.
Oh
No,
my
it
God.
busts those fuckers right
I
open.
watched it. I watched, talk about, there was one time that I witnessed my niece was sick and she was probably 6 months old, up all night screaming and crying with a fever. And I mean, just the way that they were talking to each other, the parents just losing their minds, both having to work the next day. They've got this baby that's burning up. They're freaking out. They're on the phone with the pediatrician in the middle of the night. And it's just, the baby won't stop crying no matter what. And it's like, I'm just looking at this fight and I'm like, oh, like I was traumatized. I'm like, oh my God, it's just real life. It's real life. So I've seen like the nitty gritty of parenting and I don't know why we want to do it. Like, why do I want to do it? Why do I
that's
have
what
this
I
burn?
question. I don't have the burn, and that's
I
why
do.
I question every day. I'm like, well, why would I even
You're like,
do
where's my
that to
burn at?
myself?
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, where the fuck's my burn at?
Where is my burn?
Right? Like, I
I feel
burn
like people
for
have
it.
unglorified it so much online that I'm literally the opposite. Like, they've showed me way too much.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh shit.
Yep. And then
Also, like, I found out recently about postpartum, like, depression and
Oh
postpartum
my
stuff. And I'm like,
gosh.
oh my God, I didn't know this. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was a thing.
Oh, I've
Had
yeah,
no
I've had some
idea.
friends go through it, and I'm just like, oh God, is that gonna be me?
Like, that is wild.
Please, we'll
Yeah.
see. But
Yeah.
I'm so excited to start a family. Jordan and I both, we can't wait. If it was up to Jordan, we'd have 4 kids, and I'm like, whoa.
You're
That's
like,
a lot.
damn.
how many
but-
do you want? Would be perfect. Like,
I would love to have 2.
Okay, that's great.
I
Two
would
is
love to
sickening.
have 2 kids.
2 would be
2 is
lovely.
sickening.
Yeah.
2 is sick-
So
I
it's
know a lot
kinda
of people
weird.
that wanted 3 and 4, and then they had 1, and they're
Mhm.
like,
They're
we
like,
will
oh
not
my
have
God.
any
You're
more.
like, one is lovely.
We
One is
will-
great.
We will never do this again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, my parents having 3, I'm always like, dude, your parents having 3?
Your parents were young too.
Oh my God, my
Okay,
mom
but what
had
about
me
these
at 18, 19.
these other parents, right? It's like my dad, his mom, there were 6.
Yeah, my granny had 7.
Oh my-
My
They
grandma had
also
8.
lived on a farm though,
So did
and
mine.
like the children helped
Okay, grandma.
with the farm.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
It was
all
like
They had to, they
workload.
needed to be there.
all baling hay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. Oh
And
my
now
God, 'cause
they're all
you're so
like,
right.
you have to
Yeah.
send them all to college and give them iPads immediately and cell phones. So it's very different now.
It's
Like
very
the
different.
7 now, it's not the same. You have to have health insurance for them and shit like that.
Oh,
Back then, it was
it's
like
so
That's a very
different.
real
Good
7.
luck. Yeah.
It's a real 7.
Yes.
That's a hard 7.
that's a real.
We're not
it's
doing
a
7.
hard 7.
No,
Back then,
'cause
it was
back then
like
it's like 3.
halfway. You know what I mean?
like
and then they
3.
raise each other
Yeah, no.
eventually.
Yeah.
Here it's like a hard 7.
Yes.
Because my mom was the youngest, and
Never.
her sisters helped raise
Never.
her.
No.
Yeah. Here, you're gonna
No.
raise every one of them down to the last drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kids for you, Manny?
I don't think so. I think I want to focus more on like dating
Uh-huh,
and like
yeah,
that
yeah.
world for me. I'm not a man.
He said, "Let me find a
I was
man."
let me find a man. But I was like, I feel like when I was younger, I really wanted it, but I don't know if it's because I wanted it because I was almost expected to do it. Whereas I got older, I was kind of like, do I actually really want that?
Totally.
You know, and it's like
Very valid question.
it's very valid, and I feel like I'm like I don't know if that's actually really what I wanted, and I was expected to want it because as I got older, I wanted them less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm
Yeah,
33,
yeah.
I'm kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
What?
it's a lot. You're raising a whole ass human. Like you could be
Girl.
raising the next president.
girl,
It's true.
or you can be raising the next Jeffrey Dahmer.
You could.
It's so true.
That is scary, too.
I wasn't sure if I could go there, but
You
we
can.
did.
This is a podcast.
Yep.
This is a podcast.
I'm like,
it's
you
the,
just
but
don't
it's,
know.
But it's the truth because the thing is like that's also what I'm scared. I was like I'm scared of like not the unknowing of it too sometimes. You know,
yeah.
it's like it's a little intense.
It's intense. Are you trying to talk me out of having kids?
No, I love your children. I think children are in your future.
Yeah. Come see your kids for 1 hour.
I can't wait to get there. No, and it's funny because I always crave for my brothers to have kids. Like I do want them to have it
Uncle
because I would like to be an
Manny.
uncle.
Oh my God, it's the best
It
role
is.
Like I
in
want
the
that.
world.
It's the
I want a
best.
niece or a nephew. Like I really want that so much. So I do crave that like caretakingness in a way, but not my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Of course.
Like I don't want like that
Right.
responsibility.
Of course.
But I do want something.
100%.
Like a little bit.
Being an aunt or an uncle is so much fun. It's like you get to have them when they're fresh out of the bath and they're all like squeaky clean. And
Yeah.
And then they're
Yes.
like, wah, and you're like, here you
There
go.
you go.
That's your kid.
This
That's
is
your kid,
mine,
bitch.
honey.
That's your baby.
Yep.
I
Yep.
know.
So I think that would be nice. Like I feel like if I had that, then I would literally never want my own kid.
100%.
If I had a niece or nephew, because I know I'd be the type that
Fulfilled.
like I want to take them out shop. I want to do like
my gosh,
I
all
want to
the
be that
fun
uncle.
stuff. Yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
the fun uncle. You know.
Yeah.
So I know that I would be so fulfilled with that. That I was like, girl,
Yeah.
I have my dog and I have them. Like I'm chilling.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, I'm mad chilling with
Yeah.
that. Like that's
Yep.
good with me. I'm already
love that.
overwhelmed.
I just think it's great. I think it's really great. You know, I was born on a farm. I didn't grow up on a farm. I moved when I was 7, but it's like that farm mentality. Like even this conversation is just like not like you have kids, period.
Yeah.
It's just what.
And
Totally.
I do think it's really great because not to sound like an asshole, but it's like there's a lot of assholes in this world, right? And it's like a lot of people I feel like in the past have just had kids because they feel like that's what they have to do. And it's like, and these women are putting all these
Cycle.
so much on their body just to do it, just to reproduce. And then it's like, maybe they didn't even necessarily want those children. And then these people grow up to be lost people, you know?
I know, and it's so
Or
sad.
they have absent parents who didn't even want them in the first place. So it's like, I just think that it's great that we're having conversations and being okay with the fact that we don't have to reproduce.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
I feel like people don't get bashed as much. You used to like would literally get bashed.
Oh my
if
God, you
didn't
get
want
shredded.
kids, and now
Online?
like on TikTok, you'll kind of low key be praised, and it's like I'm right there with you, girl.
Yep.
Or, like you kind of get praised for it now. Also overpopulation, but so that plays into like the praisingness over it. But still, like it's like a safe place now. So you see a lot of millennials are not doing it anymore. Also, it costs so much more to have a kid than it used to. Like it used to, you know, be whatever, and now like what people are having to pay is like crazy. So they're really rethinking.
Absolutely.
life.
I like that people are rethinking that. I like that
I do
people
too.
can be to give a second breather, be like, do I actually want that, or just because I'm expected to?
Yep.
And that was me, like growing up. Like I was like, I want kids, I want kids, I want kids. And then I was like, I actually
You're
didn't
like,
want kids. It was
wait.
literally everyone telling me that I needed to have kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I'm older. I'm kind of like,
Wait a second.
I think I'm chilling.
Yep.
And who knows? My opinion could change. Let's say if I find a man, maybe we're like, okay, let's have a baby, whatever. Sure, that could happen. But as of right now, I'm like, no, I have no desire for me. Because I'm like, I like my life how it is.
The thing is,
Period.
kids are so permanent. You know, once you have them, bitch, they're like there for 18 years plus.
don't avoid it, Laura.
It's so permanent.
God damn it,
it's
it's too
such
permanent
a
for me.
commitment that you don't get rid of.
I'm like,
That's-
you can't close that business down.
Baby, that
Baby,
business
this is yours.
That was like,
You need another meal?
That is mine. I can barely feed myself 3 times a day. A baby.
Literally. I'm like, I had candy for lunch on the way here in the car. Oh my God.
Literally.
In charge of feeding them.
Right?
God. I mean, true, but honestly, like, shout out to all the parents out there because
Oh,
y'all are so strong and y'all are so brave.
In the world, seriously.
So strong, so
So
brave,
strong, so
and
strong.
you guys are
Let me tell
literal
you.
miracle workers.
Yes,
because
you
especially
are.
single parents. Like,
You
I can't
are.
even.
Oh, that's a
Gosh, I know.
whole, honey.
I know.
Y'all
That's a
are
whole
out there.
nother
Y'all are the
journey.
I
real
know.
world. They say you think cancel's being hard.
Baby, try having
Be
a
a
child.
single. Be a
of being
single parent. Be a single parent. Golly, I
Y'all are
can't even.
strong and y'all are brave.
Yes,
Trust
strong,
and believe.
brave. Couldn't be me because
Couldn't
I
be me.
have no children. Well, I'm a niece, but still.
You're like, that was
and
good.
a partner.
You're like, that was good.
And that was a bite.
And you're like,
That
I'm
was a
good.
bite. Oh, I'm literally like laughing at all the people with babies. I'm like, just wait till they're a fucking teenager with a mouth. You just pop them all out.
Yeah.
And when they're a little newborn and they keep you up at night, they ain't gonna be shit. You just wait because it's coming. If the
I
storm
know.
is brewing,
The
let
storms
me
are
tell.
coming.
Trust and believe that.
Oh, period, Laura.
Period.
That's literally period.
Speaking from experience.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That is
yep.
the true tea.
Yep. I'm sitting here keeping my mouth shut because I got to protect my family.
Yep. You know I speak
You're like,
the truth.
I love my
you know I
family.
speak the truth.
I love my family.
Oh, you've been here too long. Just like,
That Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's gonna walk
And
away.
latch
She's gonna be
on.
like, period, fierce, shredded.
With a country accent.
Period,
Fierce,
shredded.
That's gonna be Jaclyn leaving
Fierce.
us. Oh,
Oh,
Say-
my God.
Say 5 bowls of bowling oil.
5 bowls of boiling oil.
5 bowls of boiling oil.
That hurts my ears.
5 bowls of boiling oil.
5
yeah.
bowls of bowling oil.
That is wild.
It's so
I saw
wild.
that
Five
trend
bowls
going
of
around. I was like,
bowling oil.
5 bowls more. I said, huh?
Bowl.
I had
That's what, Jaclyn, that's what I hear.
Jaclyn says that to me. I'm like, you need 5 cups of bowling oil.
No, you know what? I've been around Laura so much that I'm like, 5 cups of bowling oil? Oh. Laura can go like this. And I'm like, 5 cups of bowling oil.
I'm like, this. I
I can literally read her mind and be like,
he can. He can.
Just a bowl.
He
5
did.
bowls of boiling oil.
She's
Do you
5
want
cups of bowling
do you want
oil.
it now or later?
Oh, she needs 5 bowls of boiling
5
oil.
bowls of boiling oil for my friend here.
No.
That's hilarious. I I do not even realize how strong your accent is until you say that.
Right.
Oh,
and then
same.
So the person that made it, that's like the Southerners' weak words, and they just put them all in a sentence.
Yep.
All the like weak words of the Southerner.
Yep.
And they
Got
throw it in a
it.
sentence, so it's like I talk kind of normal, and then those words come out. It's
And you're like, oh, damn.
It's like when you, all your tutorials back in the day, every time I'd watch you, I could never get over how you would say concealer.
Did you know
yes.
I never knew I said the word wrong until I got online. Not one human in my whole entire life told me I said the word concealer.
Because they probably say it like concealer. They probably also say it like that, concealer.
Concealer.
You said concealer.
Concealer.
Yeah.
But you say it, do you say it the right way now?
No.
No. Concealer.
Concealer.
I say concealer.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I have a similar cadence. I have a similar cadence to Jaclyn. Like I feel like we say the word
definitely.
similarly.
Yes,
correct.
100%.
It's the
We're very
accent.
E.
Yeah.
We're like concealer.
I'm like, she just shredded me.
Yeah,
we're very E. Like, you know, we're really annoying like that.
They're like,
she's like that in my eyes.
It's
Like,
oily.
Concealer.
Oli.
It's Oli.
Concealer.
It's Ola. Concealer. Concealer.
and it's funny because people like make videos that are like, this is the California accent, and I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we don't even say all that. And then I'm like, we do say all that. No, like even though like no, like yeah, or I'm like, oh my god, I do all
like,
those
yeah,
things.
you do say
No,
that.
yeah,
Likes.
no, yeah, like
No,
that's like
yeah.
crazy.
I
I do
hate
all
how
that
much
stuff.
I say like. I try so hard to be aware of it. Sometimes I'll record myself just like on like. I say it right there. I said like, oh, but like,
She didn't even know she was doing it.
oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm the same.
But I'll record myself for. I was gonna say like again right there. I'll record myself for an Instagram story, and I'll be like, do you hear me saying like?
And
that?
I'll be like, yes.
Do you know what you
Anyways.
say? I love it because I'll tap through your stories before.
Okay.
I do it too, but I try to
Okay,
stop
I say,
myself.
okay.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what
Okay.
it is. So you go, okay, and then you'll start your sentence.
Yep.
So then when I tap through your stories, you'll go, okay.
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 Yep.
And I'm like,
I didn't notice that. What the hell?
Yes. Jaclyn
Yep.
says okay before she starts her
Before
sentences.
any story.
Hey, listen, I do it
say,
too. Okay.
Okay.
How'd you
Okay,
know I was
guys,
gonna say that?
Because people call me out for it in my DMs
Do
all the
they?
time. And anytime
I'm
that I
shocked.
watch my own stories, like to swipe through.
Tap
I hear,
through.
okay,
That's
every single one. Because before I record anything, like I don't care. Right here.
Uh-huh.
Start recording. Okay, so Stanley just launched
Yes,
his new.
that's a Jaclynism.
And then
It's
that's
an
a
ism.
Jaclynism.
okay, so I'm
You
on
have
my
a
walk
tick.
right now.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So
It's
then
like
whenever
my
you go through your
dumbass is
stories,
processing what I'm
Yes.
doing. So I'm like, okay, so
it gives you a millisecond to get the word in, to get
I
what
try
your
so
sentence.
hard to get the okay out.
Don't take it
before
out.
I record.
Don't
No,
take it
keep it.
out. Keep it.
Okay.
Keep
And
it.
then start.
Because that'll be your tick. It's like the
It's
thing.
your tick.
So
It's your ism.
annoying.
I love it.
I love it. I always
You
like.
have
I
to.
like when people have like.
I'm over
a
here
thing that they
saying
do.
concealer.
I love when people have a thing that
Okay,
they
you have
do.
to say
You're
okay.
concealer.
You
Okay.
have to do it.
The other day I
Manny, you're
recorded.
100%.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
100%.
I always said it
100%.
on, like for reals.
Like,
that was
I
crazy.
say 100% too, but like for
No,
I'm saying like
100%.
again. I'm gonna okay.
100%.
See, I like 100%.
I always say 100%.
I still think about you all the time. Anytime I meet someone who says 100%, I'm
100%.
like Manny.
You're like Manny's ism.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have said that since the beginning
The
of
day,
time.
the dawn of
And I'll
time.
never, and it'll
100%.
never die. That's the thing. Like, oh, 100%.
Do you remember when they made those compilations of Manny repeating what everyone else says? You remember the little
That's dark,
compilation
Laura,
videos?
that's dark.
Did that
It's
get
so
dark?
true, and it's so funny. It's the truth.
So pigmented. So pigmented.
Like I'm like so.
Do you remember that?
pigmented.
It was so
I
funny.
I would like
that.
parrot people's what they're
That's
saying.
hilarious.
I think it's
In
just
agreement.
active listening.
Well, it is, but like they
Gosh,
call it like
that.
parroting. So it's like actively listening
So
and
pigmented, so
repeat.
pigmented.
So
Yep.
pigmented. Like I'm just, it's
just
me.
like
It's my version of
you
agreeing.
tuning into
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah, I'm agreeing to
I
what they're
know,
saying.
It was
love
just
that.
so funny.
But it's so
though.
funny because people are like, damn, like you're just like, you have no vibe for yourself. And I'm like, no, I'm literally just
Shut
agreeing. I'm an
up.
active listener.
Wait, I thought the compilations were so cute.
they're
I
they're
love
hilarious,
them.
but to me, I'm like,
Did they bully you?
They're funny.
Yeah.
Of course, the internet bullied him.
they bullied me.
Good.
Laura's like, get him again.
That's what the internet does.
That
They
is.
bully.
You gotta laugh at it. That shit was so funny.
I mean, honestly,
I loved it.
we all have things that they will
We
bully us
do.
for.
100%.
My runway walk. Let's not wake that up.
That deserved the bullying.
That
That's it. Jaclyn's getting
No,
shredded
I'm
next.
sorry.
That's good. No, that was good. That was good.
That was
But
good.
no, it's
It
true.
did.
I sound
It
kind
did.
of
No
like.
one ever deserves to be bullied. That was a
Except
shit
for that
comment
walk.
from
No,
the
the
No,
walk.
except
I
for
think
that
sometimes.
walk.
I think sometimes actually bullying works.
But
Yeah,
everybody,
'cause I haven't seen you
Sorry,
on any
walk
other
through.
everybody
walk.
on that runway was going through something.
Oh, we
the
were fighting demons.
Do you
Trust and
know-
believe it.
Hold on. Do you know
Trust
that
and
I was
believe.
in the audience and I saw it live? Do you know that I was in the fucking audience and I witnessed all of the walks
And
live?
Laura loved it. She was cheering us on.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing: is at the time, I was like, yes, bitch, slay.
Work.
I was so into it.
Yes.
I was so horny for you guys.
Yes.
I was just like, oh,
Yes.
boys. But it wasn't until later
It's the
when all the
compilations.
videos came
Yup.
out of them making fun of you.
The sounds
and then,
are
the awkward silence.
The awkward. That's what I was like. Oh my god, I didn't eat that. I literally realized the compilations made me realize I didn't eat.
You didn't. In
I
fact,
thought I devoured, Laura.
Oh my god, I did.
I didn't eat. I thought I ate that up, left no crumbs. I was like this.
Manny, you in fact starved.
I actually literally starved. I was left for hungry.
I'm laughing way too hard right now.
Hunger.
Because, oh my god, I didn't eat that. Like,
You guys,
I'm dead.
I literally was starving.
No, but it's crazy because
So
at the time
good.
I did not realize, and then when I saw the compilation videos, I was like,
Damn.
ooh.
Jaclyn went, "Ooh."
Baby James is swinging your arm like this. I'm like, damn, girl, what's wrong with us?
So
bad.
But it was not bad in the moment.
In the moment, no, it's
No.
hindsight's
The internet made it
2020.
bad. The
Honey.
internet-
Hindsight
They did.
is really
They did.
real.
Yeah,
It was-
you know, here's the thing is like, sorry, I have to pee so bad. My bladder burns. But I'm like, I'm not moving. We're going to get through this. You know what it is the internet makes so many things different than it ever was and what it needed to be. Okay? JLo, listen. I fucking love JLo. She was a bitch to me and I still love her.
And you still live.
But the internet's making me hate her right now for
Oh,
absolutely no reason.
absolutely.
Her going to the bodega and getting her orange drink. Did that need to?
It didn't need to be what it became.
It did not need to
be what it
became,
was.
You know
right?
the orange drink with the
what-
roll.
Yeah, the roll. So when I first saw that, I was just like, okay,
Oh, whatever.
That was her order. Moving on, and then it just became. It was pushing my face more and more and more.
Picked
Now I'm
apart.
Like,
Commentary.
God, I hate her in that orange drink. Why?
That bitch.
There's no need.
This is what the internet does.
It does, it
It's
does
what the
this.
internet does.
There's no need.
No need.
Okay, maybe that was her order. I don't know.
Like maybe she just wanted the orange drink in the roll.
Maybe the person there knew her. And then
How do you
they're
know
like,
when you're
yeah,
from
I
New
know that
York?
orange
How do you know when
drink.
you're from New York? Fuck you. Those clips have made me so cringe. I'm like, JLo, you're cringe to me. I'm so sorry.
I know it's.
But I didn't think she was cringe before.
You know,
Exactly, that's
she's
what I'm
just a girl from
saying.
the Bronx.
She's just a girl
Go
from the Bronx. She's just a girl from the Bronx.
Oh,
Scaparelli.
People hate on her so hard.
They do.
So
I
hard.
asked in our latest episode, I was like, why are they hating on her so bad? Everybody's like, Laura, stop acting stupid. And I was like, it's just like, my thing is like, she didn't do a thing. You know
And
what I mean?
I go, she did too many things.
I'm like, she did not.
People are like,
She didn't launch cherry lipsticks. She wasn't a bad friend.
hello? What did she do?
What did she do?
Oh my God.
There is no crime. That's the thing.
There's
I'm
no
like, she's an
crime.
amazing
It's just a
performer.
consistent little clips.
It's constant little things.
little
That's
clips.
why.
And,
They've
like-
gotten her on consistent little like bitchisms.
And the poor
they don't like
girl,
that.
like she's just trying to find her love, you know? And it's like she bounces around from man to man and everyone just like talks so much shit. And I'm like, okay, you think that she wants this for herself? No.
Right.
She doesn't want to be divorced.
No.
Multiple times.
You think she's about to get a divorce from Ben?
Absolutely.
I think she probably is.
I don't know. I just feel so. I feel bad.
It's
for her.
horrible.
I feel
No,
bad that she has to go
I
through
feel
all
bad
of
for
this
them both,
publicly.
honestly. That sucks.
I literally think it's happening.
To get back together after all those years and that be like.
How
your
long
fairy
did they
tale
say
moment.
married? Like a year? No.
I don't even know.
I don't
It
even know
wasn't
either.
long. It wasn't long.
Laura, I thought it was long.
Bruh, no. They just got
breaks
back
my
together.
heart. It breaks my heart. I
know.
went through a public divorce and
Yeah.
So you know.
and
Yeah.
I know the people taking the sides and making things that it's not on the internet and just creating
Narratives.
false narratives around it,
Yeah.
and it's so awful. I just feel bad for her. Like, you will never find me talking about someone's relationship on the internet. You just won't.
Right.
Mm-mm.
You won't.
Same with your lipsticks. Like, you'll never catch me just ripping apart a female small business owner. Like, I'm
Period.
sorry. Not going
'Cause
to
you
come
know,
from
'cause
me.
you understand.
It's not going to
You're
come from my house.
empathetic.
Right. You're empathetic to the
You're
situation.
empathetic. You understand how people
I remember when
feel.
you announced your divorce. While I was so sad for you to go through that, I was so happy you were getting divorced. But, I was like, this is going to be good for Jaclyn. Like, once she gets over it. But,
you knew, like, yeah.
I was
And
like,
then I was riding down a shit mountain, and it's like the shit snowball just got
The shit
Oh,
storm?
okay, got
And
ya.
it's like, and I just now I'm like coming out of like that whole era where I
Yeah.
can finally breathe. I'm like, I thought that I was gonna have that moment 5 years ago.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
having it now.
Yeah.
And now you're having
Now.
it. But better late than
Now.
never.
Better late than
Trust
never.
and believe.
Better
So true.
late than never.
that's so true.
You're not
That's
gonna
just
find me talking
intense.
bad about people online though. Not in their relationships. Nothing. I don't talk bad about people online.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely, you're over it.
100%.
People are gonna be
You're like, baby.
googling like, has Jaclyn ever talked about it?
You're like,
I won't.
has she ever talked shit about this?
I won't.
Yes.
I won't.
Compilations.
Even JLo, met her a couple of times. She was not nice to me at all. I've had really bad interactions with her, but like still, I just give her the
You give her
benefit of the
grace.
doubt. And I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, she just got done performing. Like, I can't perform like that. She might have had a bad day. She might have been in a fight with her partner. I don't know. Like, it doesn't make her a shitty person. I'm not going to get online and talk bad about her.
Right.
Because I had one
And
bad
you could've
experience
easily
in the
jumped in.
whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Come on.
Okay, well, Jaclyn, is there anything else you would like to say for God so help you and your peace and anything? Is there anything else?
There is not.
You're like,
there's nothing that comes to my mind. I'm honestly so happy just to be here with you guys. It really is like kicking it with old friends again.
literally.
Right?
It's like just
That's
picking
what
right
we
back
knew
up.
that would be like that too.
We did.
Yep.
We did.
So easy.
Felt like it was gonna be
So
like a good
excited.
vibe. Like it was just
Yeah.
gonna be
So
chill.
easy. And like even though I'm such an open book, I'm like, there's been so many people who've asked me to be on their podcast the last couple of years, and I've known their intentions right out the gate, and I'm like, no thank you.
No,
Right?
no.
We're passing on this. Like some of those
Yeah.
big podcasts wanted me 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh God.
And you know.
So just to be here with you guys in such like a safe space
Yeah.
and just so chill, it's
We're
wonderful.
so happy to have you.
Good.
I'm happy to
glad.
be here. I'm happy for you guys. Like you guys have both gotten to such an amazing place in your careers. It's so respectable.
Thank
You've come
you.
through so much shit.
Yeah.
The internet has just assumed and said the nastiest things about you, and you guys are just still business owners, best friends,
Yeah.
and just doing so well. It's
Thank
huge.
you.
Thank you so much.
So sweet.
I'm very happy for the both of you. Seriously.
Thank you. It's been a journey.
It has been,
But a
for all
positive
of
one.
us.
Yeah, for all
It
of us.
has. It has.
Look at us all. Like
It
we're
has
all
been.
like we're all
It has
happy.
been.
Yes.
Like we're all happy, and that's not like
Do
that's
you
not
remember when
easy
we?
to say.
God, this episode's never gonna end. Do you remember when we filmed the mustard, mayonnaise, and ketchup
Oh.
video together? I had to. It just came to my
I
mind.
have to
I
make
can't
a
even
comment
believe.
about that day. I remember leaving and just being like, I was talking to Austin, my assistant at the time, and I was like, I know that they think that I am such a fucking diva because I showed up, my hair professionally done. I had looks for each video because we filmed videos.
Yes,
all
yes,
together.
yes.
Three.
We had to change.
I basically had a rolling rack. I had my assistant, I had all my looks, I had all my jewelry, and here I am changing my makeup, doing all the things, getting redressed, and Mandy and Laura are just sitting there looking at me like, they're just like so humble.
For
and
mustard and
sweet.
mayonnaise, we're like,
We were like,
I was like,
I
For
just
mustard and
felt the
mayonnaise?
need.
No,
that
never.
That was the
Not at
era
all.
of my
No,
life that I
never.
felt the need to be so perfect.
hey.
no. I mean, we all go through it. We
Yeah.
really do.
I felt
especially
so,
like
you guys were just so just like
And you probably
Back
lived in
then.
Tampa too. You're come to LA,
Literally.
filming
I'm
a
like,
bunch
Mom,
of
we're going to
big
the big city.
content.
Mama, I made it, Mama.
I'm filming with Mandy MUA and Laura Lee.
Ding, 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 ding.
Literally.
Oh my god, that is so
Don't forget the
funny.
Rolex.
Don't forget the full pave.
Full pave. Get the pave.
I gotta prove myself.
Load them up. Load them up.
Why is that a little too real?
It's a little
That's a little
Too
too
real.
real.
Too real.
That's a
I'm
little too real.
traumatized.
I'm like, can we never say that again?
Not the Pave Cartier.
No, we're not the full pave. Oh my god, what a crazy time! Honestly, well,
What
this
a
was so much
time.
fun. This was so
Yeah,
much
it
fun.
was
Thank you
great
so much for
time,
coming
guys.
on. Like,
Thank you for having
it was
me.
so much fun. It was literally just like shooting the shit.
It was. It was the best. Well, that's it for this episode of Full Coverage. We hope you guys enjoyed. We will. I mean, y'all know who Jaclyn is, but I'm still.
We'll link everything
we're
down
still
below.
Gonna link her, even though
That's so sweet.
Jaclyn Torrey. We were gonna call you Jaclyn Hill today. I'm so sorry.
It's just like I know I admit you at that, so it's
Jaclyn
harder.
Torrey.
It's harder
Fine,
when
you
you're
guys.
not.
This is why me
It's
and
just
Jordan
Jaclyn.
both don't know what to do when it comes to my last name.
Just
it's
Jaclyn,
like,
you know?
I'm just Jaclyn.
Just
Jaclyn. You
Yeah,
guys know where
just
to find
Jaclyn.
Jaclyn.
Yeah,
We'll
I like
have our
that.
link down below. And thank you guys for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Mwah.
guys.